wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, here we go. It is another day on the KVJ Show. How the heck is everybody today? Welcome to Groundhog Day. Like anybody cares?
Did you hear what happened?
Are you talking about that town in New Jersey?
Well, just hours before his annual big day, Milltown Meth, the groundhog, croaked.
What's his name?
Milltown Mel.
Okay, Milltown.
Milltown Mel. His death was announced on Facebook. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Yes, I know.
But
they're all excited for the one day to celebrate.
Just a day before his annual big day, Milltown Mel's death was announced on Facebook.
Is that the big one? Is he the number one? Is he the
Puxatawny Phil was the big one.
Yeah, he is. There's a lot of towns that have their own celebrations. You know, Punxsutawney Phil, especially because of the movie Groundhog Day. That's where they had that.
That's probably why he's the number one, but that would be the only reason why. All these small towns have their own.
They do. There's several towns that do their own Groundhog Day celebration because they don't have a lot going on. So,
well, if it's a small town, this hits them pretty hard because. You know, that I've seen small towns before. I've lived in a small town before. You're right. They want to celebrate everything. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I just love that he said, nope, I'm checking out. Peace.
Yeah, it really threw them off.
You're not going to get me. I'm not going to be your dancing monkey. Not this year.
Do we have an age of the...
I guess the average lifespan of a damn groundhog is only 3 years.
Really?
That's what it said in the story. Wow. So I was like, wow, you got to be working these new ones in every couple of years then.
It's got to be really tough to become so emotionally attached to a groundhog to only have them leave you in 3 years.
Well, your Phil, he's definitely dead.
Oh, yeah. Puxatawny Phil, there's no way he's alive. How many years ago was Groundhog Day, the movie?
In the 80s, so Phil has been in the urn for a minute.
They must be on like Punxsutawney Phil the 8,000th.
They must be.
Yeah. They must just rifle through those things like nothing.
I have learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Milltown Mel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we'll see if we got 6 more weeks of winter. How do you feel? Do you like 6 more weeks of winter, or do you want to start warming up?
Does it matter? We're in Florida.
Well, it's been cool.
It's been nice.
You know, would you take, my question is, would you take 6 more weeks of the cold that we just had, or are you ready to get back to a little swampy? What would you prefer?
I kind of like the cold we've had.
This has been the best weather.
It's been so
cold
nice.
we have over the swampy.
It sucks when we get up in the morning, at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. when no natural human is supposed to be getting up. It does suck then. Mm-hmm. But I think right around noon, it's gorgeous. It's 68. It's 65. It's sunny. I'll take this all year.
So you're for the groundhog doing whatever he's got to do to see 6 more weeks of winter. And I'm not sure if it sees a shadow, doesn't see a shadow. I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really works.
Is he dead? Is he alive?
Well, there's one in Milltown that ain't seeing nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
I hope he sees something. Go to the light, bud. Go to the light.
He's crossed the Rainbow Bridge, little guy.
Can't they just get somebody in a groundhog costume to go out and make this thing happen? I mean, you got to cancel the whole party?
It seems less dramatic. Now they had to write on their Facebook that Mel's dead. And
you can't put out a guinea pig and think maybe people might not know the difference?
What's the lifespan of a guinea pig? I mean, is that 10 years?
Yeah, but maybe you could wrangle up a guinea pig easier than you could a groundhog.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yes. So he's definitely not seeing his shadow or anything else, unfortunately.
Sorry to laugh.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
So this person reached out to me. I've been corresponding with them. He was a clown at one point, and he heard us talking about how the clowns, remember we were talking about how the clowns got canceled that one year, and we were all kind of laughing about how, oh, if you're a clown, you really got hit hard. But we thought it was weird that clowns were gone. He legit reached out and told me. He said he lost over $20,000 when that whole thing hit because people did cancel gigs. Things.
For what was it that brought him down?
Remember when clowns were scary?
Remember, it was a time when the clowns,
when they had
were
the
canceled.
scary clown thing and people were going around with the scary clown mask.
hurting people.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a legit clown.
Like a party clown.
Yeah, he
not
makes,
a murder clown.
He makes his living through being a clown. He said he lost over $20,000 because of all that. People were canceling stuff.
Dang.
I mean, if you're a clown and that's your
livelihood,
for sure. We're going to talk a little bit more about that on Weird and Whatever tomorrow night at 6 p. We're changing it to Thursdays. That's where everyone can get together.
Okay.
But the clown industry did get hit hard. You don't think about that.
Okay, no. I got to admit, I've not given 1 minute of thought to that.
Well, you go full in clown. That's your gig.
Sure. Yeah. It's a big deal. Virginia, what's on your mind today?
I was scrolling through TMZ last night, as I do, trying to keep up on the dirt.
Okay.
Did you see that video of the massive brawl that broke out at a Golden Corral in Pennsylvania?
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
Oh my gosh. If y'all haven't seen this video yet, you need to go look up this video. It was all over a steak. So there was two dudes, and one of them ordered his steak more rare, and one of them ordered his steak more well done. So, if you order a steak more rare, yours going to be done first, and the one that's more well done is going to take longer to cook just because of the process. Well, the guy who ordered it well done got mad because the rare guy got his first.
Oh, no.
And he starts, nobody's going to disrespect me and cut in line, and I want my beef and all that. And because I guess everybody in the altercation was wearing masks, there was mass confusion. What'd you say? What'd you say? There was mask confusion, and they all thought that they were disrespecting.
Get off the stage!
On 97.9 WRM.
I forgot to set that back.
All right, I'm done.
No, come on.
It was a good fight. Go look it up. Golden Corral.
Yeah, I saw something about it. The story that I was looking at on it was saying that they had run out of steak, and that's what caused the fight.
Look, I was at a steak place where I ran out of steak before. It's very weird. I'm not even kidding you. You ask for a steak and they go, "We are out of steak, sir. How about some chicken?"
The guy that they interviewed on the news who said he grabbed a chair to protect himself, everybody started grabbing chairs and they were hitting each other with chairs. It looks like a melee in the Golden Corral.
I always want to know that. You see that in the movies where
there was 40 people involved.
you see two people fight and no one else is involved, but because they start fighting, it causes this mass trigger of fighting. And
that's what happened. If you look in the video, they got baby strollers, they got chairs, they're chucking tables.
The band's in the background still playing.
Yeah, you got to.
Y'all lost control.
Who would ever thought?
It's a great
Golden
video.
Corral would have chaos.
My buddy said he was in a bar like that in New Orleans with the football team of Tulane. Him and his buddy got into a brawl with about 12 guys, and he said it started off like that. It was between two guys, and then it just turned into the entire bar chasing them down the street.
They were fighting a football team?
The football team, everyone was fighting each other. They said it was just like a movie.
Dang.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. What I got on my mind here today, boy, the Miami Dolphins just step into one thing after another. They cannot get things going right. And now they're getting sued by their former coach. Brian Flores filed a lawsuit against the Dolphins, the NFL, and two other teams yesterday, citing racial discrimination. The lawsuit says in certain critical ways, the NFL is segregated and is managed like a plantation. Now, I don't know exactly what all is going to come of this. Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, he's kind of pushing back and would like to remind you that he has hired a black general manager, black coach, two black assistant general managers. He's also pledged $13 million over the next 4 years to combat systemic racism with his Rise Foundation that he founded. But there are some other things in there that are troubling for Stephen Ross, the biggest being that Brian Flores alleges that Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 for every game he lost during the 2019 season just to secure a higher draft pick. Remember the whole tank for Tua that was going on?
Yeah.
They're like, they can't do that. Of course, yeah, you can't intentionally lose a game. And if they could prove that in this lawsuit, the NFL would likely force Stephen Ross to sell the Miami Dolphins, saying we cannot have an owner that would do something like that.
But do you think Stephen Ross would be dumb enough to leave any proof of that?
Well, if Brian Flores is putting this in his lawsuit, he must think that he has some proof or can prove it to even put it in there in the first place. Otherwise, yeah, you're walking in, Stephen Ross would be like, no, I didn't. And he'd be like, do you have any proof? No, I don't. Okay, that would be the end of it. So I assume he might have something. Now, the one thing Brian Flores has brought forward with this is some text messages that he got to prove his point. The text messages are actually from Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots.
And the text messages are pretty funny. If you look at the screenshot of them.
Yeah, it is pretty entertaining because I guess what happened was Bill Belichick meant to actually text someone else. He meant to text Brian Dable, who got the job for the New York Giants, and not Brian Flores, who was fired from the Miami Dolphins.
So many Bryans. It's not on Bill.
And Bill got a little confused and apparently
Bill's
sent
old.
it to the wrong guy, and now Brian Flores is going to be using it as evidence in his lawsuit, saying that he did an interview with the Giants when they had already picked out their head coach 3 days before. NFL teams are required to interview at least 2 black candidates for every open position. So that would be a violation of that to get the job out before you had done your due diligence.
The text from Bill Belichick is pretty funny.
Is it?
What did it say?
He goes, when he figures out that he has the wrong Brian, he goes, ooh, sorry, I effed this up.
Oh, yeah.
I double checked and I misread. I think they're naming DeBole. I'm sorry about that, BB.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So that is one thing he's going to be using. Brian Flores also alleges that he got another token interview with John Elway, who is now a Denver Broncos executive. He was their legendary quarterback. They say that when he interviewed for the head coaching job there in 2019, that John Elway showed up an hour late and apparently was hungover and didn't really even put any effort into the interview, knowing that he wasn't going to be hiring Brian Flores anyway. He was only doing it to suffice the Rooney Rule, which they have in the
That's
NFL.
insulting.
Yeah, so that's what he's saying. He's trying to blow the lid off of the systemic racism that he says still happens in the NFL. Now, 70% of all NFL players are black. There's no black owners and only one black head coach right now, and none of the 9 vacancies they just had in this latest coaching cycle produced any person of color as a head coach. So the NFL now has to prove that their practices are fair. They claim the lawsuit is without merit. But I think for Dolphins fans, the most interesting part is, can they prove that Stephen Ross offered $100,000 in 2019 for every game he lost as a bonus to Brian Flores? If they can, I would say Stephen Ross is done being the owner of the Miami Dolphins. So could be a pretty interesting little thing as it comes out. If you're a Dolphins fan, you'll definitely be paying attention to that.
Big day.
Yeah, it is a big day. Big day on Groundhog Day here today, Virginia. My gosh. I understand that Denny's got Jaybird a nice new little gift. Look at what he's got on his head there, Virginia.
New headphones.
Oh, I was like, same dirty hat? No. Same dirty outfit? No.
Yeah.
New
Whatever.
headphones.
I washed this pizza onesie. This thing is popping today, baby. That's why it's so
looks
bright.
fresh. Looks fresh.
It feels fresh, Kevin.
Yeah.
Because it is fresh.
Okay. Yeah, those headphones are jamming. Denny's got those for you?
He did. Well, if you weren't listening on Friday, my
Yeah.
headphones suffered a very untimely death.
You
Another
karate
one
chopped the
bites
cord?
the dust.
Did I karate chop the cord in half? They're dead.
Yeah.
But I thought this might be a fun game we
Okay.
could do.
Okay.
I want you all to predict when you think these headphones are going to be next to go.
Oh, they're walking the green mile.
So we already have a death watch on for your headphones?
Death
Yeah.
watch. I don't want to break them. They're nice, but you got to be honest with yourself and who you are.
Yeah.
I'm a bear over here.
They might not
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
through World Record Wednesday.
They may
been,
not.
There's been a time
Yeah.
where I got a brand new pair of headphones and they did not last 24 hours. The last pair I
Yeah.
had for at least 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So you never know.
You average about 4 pairs of headphones a year.
I've gotten better. It used to be 7.
Yeah.
It's 4 now.
So I will give you a little credit, and I'm going to say that they make it to You know what? I'll put April Fool's Day on it.
We need to write
That's
these.
my projected date.
We got to write these down, too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm going April 1, April Fool's Day. You'll be acting a fool, and you'll somehow snap those things in half. They're going to be dead by then. And when we say dead, because he's taped headphones together, he's held them up to his head after he's snapped them. That doesn't count. They have to be out of commission.
You can't use them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going April 1st on mine. Do you have a guess, Virginia?
Those things ain't making it to Valentine's Day.
Much
Wow.
like love being dead, so will my headphones.
You're giving them 2 weeks, huh?
You're
Dead.
going Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious to see who gets the closest. Maybe you'll get a prize.
Okay. All right, you have to get take from your boy Denny's, who actually got you the headphones. How long before I break the gift that you gave me?
What is Snoop
And
saying
then
over
Suits.
there?
I don't have no idea. He's in the other studio. All right, we'll write those down and see how long he lasts. Denny's, you got any bet here?
I bet it makes it 2 weeks.
Okay.
Gonna go 2 weeks.
You're
Okay.
that's roughly around Valentine's Day. You're
Yeah, you
you're
agree
Vir-
with me.
You're
Yeah.
with Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, you got, give me somewhere different. She's got the 14th.
Let's see. I'll do 10 days.
Okay, love it.
Slightly
How much
less.
did these cost? Because hopefully you're getting them at the bargain bin.
Yeah, I think they're like $35.
Ooh, that's not bargain.
Oh wow. Okay.
You gotta be the nice. It's a very nice gift. Look, I'm not gonna break them on purpose. I can't help how I am, y'all.
No
you know?
one thinks you're going to break them on purpose. You're just a man with hamburger hands.
I am what I am. Is your kid a psychopath? How would you know? I think oftentimes as parents, you're like, oh, please.
Oh,
You see
boy.
something in your kid and you're like, oh, is this a bad sign? Or,
Good Lord.
Or well, what's this kid going to be like when he grows up? You don't know. Every kid is going to be different. You got multiple kids, you can attest to this, that all kids are different. That's just kind of weird how their own personalities form and what they're all like. So you could have one kid that's a complete angel and the other one could be a psychopath.
And I think a lot of it is beyond your control. A lot of it is, of course, nurture, but I think some of it's nature. And I think that psycho gene is nature.
It could be.
I think it is.
It could be. It's very interesting because I talked to my wife because she is in early childhood development, and so I often hear stories and things going on with kids. And they do have all kinds of testing now, and they test them for the ADHDs and all those kind of things. And so, she's trained and knows what to look for and all these signs that there might be something off with the kid. They've got developmental issues and such.
Sometimes it is nature, but sometimes it's also nurture. Sometimes you
Sure.
can you can raise a stone cold killer.
Absolutely.
So the sign is, if you got a psychopath, they say boys who don't feel compelled to laugh when their peers do are more likely to later become psychopaths. I guess you've heard of mirroring. People will have a tendency to do it. When you have
Empathy. Yeah.
people will mirror the behaviors of the person they're talking to. It shows that they're trying to connect with you. It's sometimes where you absorb their accent or you have the same mannerisms they do back to the person you're talking to. Some people are like, well, that's kind of insulting. Well, no, actually, oddly enough, they're trying to connect with you and they care. When somebody doesn't have that and they don't show any signs of mirroring, which if people are laughing and you just stand there cold,
You're not
faced
getting it.
stone, that you just don't even care to take the effort to empathize or feel the feelings of the people around you. And they say that is a sign that you could be exhibiting some psychopathic behavior.
I'm going to put Rocco in a group of kids and just watch him.
Yeah, well,
Does he laugh when they laugh?
This is the kind of stuff that, talking to my wife, that she'll always mention that I find fascinating. That I'd be like, how do you know that? She'd be like, there's just things that, you're trained doing what I do, that you just watch kids and you can see the way they do this, the way that they draw letters, the way they color even says so much about their behavior. And she'll tell me about kids that kind of get flagged or they go in for certain special testing. I'm like, how would you even know? They'd be like, well, they did this or they did that or they bite or they this or they that. And so there's all these things now. They've kind of really at a very young age been able to tell what human behavior means for you as an adult.
They always talk too about how kids treat animals. If
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are all mean and killing stuff, so many of them have that trait.
Yeah.
So what can they do? Like, okay, say you have one of these kids that doesn't have empathy and laugh at the same things his peers laugh at. Can you turn it around before he gets to be an adult?
You lock the door and you run away from them.
Boarding school.
Yeah, there are some things that I don't know. Can you teach empathy? Now, that would be a question that maybe I should talk to my wife about. Can you teach empathy? Now, I think you could say, hey, and walk them through maybe the thought process they should have to connect with others. Be like, how would that make you feel if you were in that situation? And my wife talks about that often, about words that kids say, and kids will lash out and they'll hit and they'll do all those kind of things. And she will oftentimes mimic what she does. She'd be like, okay, now do you think your words were helpful or hurtful? And so they kind of do these things to try to get the kids to connect the dots to their behavior to say, hey, are you thinking and processing this the right way? So maybe you can teach empathy to some, because if you're noticing right now and you're hearing this and saying, oh my gosh, my kid will sit there in a group of kids laughing and having a good time, and he is motionless. I've got a psychopath. So yeah, can you turn the tide if the kid's 3 or 4 and you're like, oh, I'm raising a psychopath. What do I do?
Well, it's probably a combination of all those things too. If you're not just laughing, I don't think you're a psycho.
Yes, but it's just one of those signs that if you're looking for anything, it might be something that my wife will talk to parents about that because they don't understand. They're not in that, but they'll have conversations and say, you may not think anything of this. You may think, you know what, my kid's just hard to please. My kid doesn't laugh at everything. So what? They may say, hey, we've just seen enough behavioral studies that we can tell early on in a kid if they don't show any empathy, they don't laugh, they don't do this, they don't do that later on it could be an issue. So you want to maybe try to get at it now.
You hear some of these guys get interviewed after they've committed these crimes. A lot of them say, at an early age, I knew I was off about something. I just knew that I did not.
And maybe nobody intervened to try to help them.
You know, I think with some of this stuff, I don't know if you're going to be able to fix it. The BTK dude, I don't know if you're going to be able to fix that guy, no matter how much therapy that cat got.
You couldn't have given him more hugs when he was 4?
No, he said that there was this X factor. He called it Factor X or something like that, where he just said it was something he knew where other people didn't have it.
I always try to hug the heck out of Rocco. I'm all over him because I'm like, let me just try to hug the devil out. Because, he's a little boy with tendencies sometimes to be not so nice to his sister or me or his dad. And so, I try to hug the devil out.
I wonder where he gets that mean streak from.
Yeah, no, there are things that you might observe in your kid. And if you have multiple kids, there's probably at least one thing that they have done that you're like going, okay, is this going to be a problem for later? I remember my oldest son, Colin, when he was a kid, he would strip the Barbies and he would tie them to things. And we're going, oh boy.
He's a BTK Junior.
Look at the knot he's got on that one. Yeah.
Okay. So we need to look into that.
You are. You're sitting there, you're looking at stuff like that, being, okay.
Oh, boy.
What do we do here? Is there something we need to intervene or step in or,
Or is it a new niche market, bondage Barbie?
Yeah, he's turned out to be lovely. And as far as I know, he's not into that kind of stuff. He hasn't murdered as far as I'm aware of.
Are you sure?
As far as I'm aware, he's hiding it well from his parents at least.
There's X's over all the eyes. Like, what is happening?
So you've probably been there. Somebody texted in, they said, I think you can teach sympathy, but not empathy. Empathy is more internal, putting yourself in someone's shoes, and sympathy is understanding how the person feels from your perspective.
I think some people are just born without that, or a lack of it, whether it's chemical or whatever. Some people just don't have that, Virginia.
I know. I've seen it. And then that's why I run the other way, because I feel like sometimes you can read somebody's aura, and if they have no sympathy, no empathy, like someone who's really in tune with people's aura can read that.
But Kevin touched on something that's true, and you see with the smart psychopaths, they are good with
faking it.
They're good at personality mirroring. They're able to fake being in that crowd, like a Ted Bundy.
They don't feel it.
They don't feel it.
But they're a good actor.
They are a great actor. They're very self-absorbed, and they're able to do. That's how they get in.
And he was good looking.
Ted Bundy saved someone's life from drowning, so he had the ability to be that kind of person. He just didn't want to be.
Yeah.
He's the worst. He's creepy.
Humans are very complex.
They are.
Yeah. Someone else texted in. They said some of the characteristics you're describing are autistic traits also. Having your child assessed at a young age is paramount, and it really is, to kind of understand early on where your kid is going. You can help to guide them through their educational path. And getting an expert to sit down and say, this is what it is. Even some very highly intelligent kids will display things that are odd to see because they're not the norm. They're, in a category all to their own. And you may think it's troubling, disturbing, maybe psychopathic, and it turns out they're actually just highly intelligent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If your kid's not laughing at all the jokes and everyone else is laughing, I think it's a culmination of things that it's going to eventually give you your psychopath. Sometimes it's just not that one thing.
Yeah. So I thought that was some interesting stuff, but probably the overall thing is a lot of these things you don't have to worry about. Kids just are weird, and they'll do something probably at some point in their life, be like going, why is that Barbie naked tied to that rail? But, there are other things that you do need to pay attention to. So if you do have any concerns, talk to your school. They could probably get your kid into some valuable testing. There's an interesting challenge here that Jaybird found that I guess we can try. It is the Roar Challenge here, and it is all about the Lion King, something that was done on TikTok, where you can imitate a roaring lion with simply the help of an empty paper towel roar.
It's this grandpa. He's all famous on TikTok. Like, oh, grandpa, he's teaching us how to roar.
Okay.
See, I'm into TikTok. I'm over here.
Look at
I'm
you.
doing the work. I'm trying.
Doing the work of the youth.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Trying to look not old.
So this, I guess, is how the grandpa does it. And if you want to do it, this is what needs to happen here. Okay, this is grandpa talking a little bit about how you make this all go down on TikTok.
Let's get ready for Lion King with the Roar Challenge. Empty paper towel roll, a snort, and a hiss. Your turn.
I mean,
Wow, that is a pretty good lion.
But I would tell you, he sounded like a lion before he even got the paper towel roll out.
he's got lion voice.
I thought so.
So you think
He's home cooking.
Well, when he started off, to me, it was pretty impressive just how he sounded. I mean, if you could even sound that
Empty
way.
paper towel
Listen to him
roll,
right here.
a snort, and a hiss.
so?
Yeah, his snort sounds like a lion already.
He already had the pipes.
Yeah.
Is he snorting and hissing at the same time? Is that what's
He's
happening?
going. Yeah. So it's
Ooh,
snort.
I'm gonna have a. You need the instrument, my friend.
You want the paper towel
You need a
roll?
Paper towel.
Are we all going to share one?
Where's this thing been?
That's not COVID friendly.
It's from the bathroom here.
Oh my gosh.
There's a big thing of paper towels with no bones in it
Yeah,
now.
we're going to call this the lion/syphilis challenge.
And with mild corona.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have COVID now, all of us have COVID.
So expect a ring of blisters around my lips tomorrow. Sounds great.
Drinking blisters. Good ever a band.
It sounds like I'm hawking a loogie. Yeah, the paper towel roll doesn't do anything. I think the secret is you got to originally sound like a lion.
That was better.
Hey, that was better.
You know what it is?
Yeah, and the paper towel roll I don't think does anything.
Your snort sounds pretty good. I think you're not going full gorilla on your growl part. You're afraid to let go. I think you should let
I'm too inhibited.
Let it fly.
Yeah, I'm just worried about all the things I just ingested into my lungs.
Don't think about that, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
All the gross stuff from the bathroom.
Of all the things we've done, this is going to be the thing that takes me down.
I love how Virginia's going to go last.
Yeah.
Why am I going last?
You go second.
All
You
right.
want to go second.
I do.
Let's see what you got.
Which end is wet?
I didn't get it wet. I don't
Both of
think.
you have been all over this thing like a
Yeah, it's
cheap
true.
suit.
Dog, much like the hot dog, just don't think about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here I go. I'm going to do my snort and then hiss.
Growl.
Growl. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so broke.
That sounds
Is that
sick.
It's terrible.
My lion has COVID.
Yeah, that's not good. All right, Bird, we'll do the final one because I would attest that this is just this guy that already sounds like a lion. Okay, let's hear what you got, Bird. It's kind of like a thunderstorm a little bit.
Did I nail it?
I don't know.
Well, it's the 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, whatever. A little bit of fun you can try.
You try TikTok games just to add a little spice.
That's what it does.
I told you, I knew I hated TikTok.
Yeah. All right, if you got a better one in you and you got a toilet paper roll near you, you can go and record your audio. Send it to us on the Mic Drop feature on the WRMF app. Download it for free and look for your ability to send the audio right there in the bottom corner.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from The View, her talk show. She's suspended for 2 weeks for her remarks about the Holocaust, and she has since apologized. But let's just play for you first what she said, and then we'll play the apology.
Okay.
Well, also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race.
It is.
It's,
They
no,
consider
it's
Jews
about
a different race.
But it's not about
What
race.
is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
But it's about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's
after
not- it's
Jews
not about
and
ideal race.
gypsies and
But these are two
Romas.
white groups of people.
Okay.
So she's saying white on white can't be about race. And she's not considering Judaism or being Jewish to be a race. And
Okay.
I think that's where the problem is, because a lot of Jewish people were like, hold up, we're a race, dude.
I thought it was weird that they were talking over each other.
Yeah, I was. That's where it kind of threw me off. I'm like, okay, I think
What?
I think I heard what she said, but I'm really trying to drink this in. And then there were like 3 other people talking, and so
Look, I know we talk over each other at times, but The View is at a different kind of level, y'all.
how do they? They've been doing this for a long time. How have they not gotten this right yet?
I don't.
So ABC's president came out with a statement and said, we want the entire viewing community to know that ABC News stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities. We don't agree with Whoopi's comments, and I guess Whoopi doesn't even agree with Whoopi's comments, because cue the apology.
So yesterday on our show, I misspoke. I said something that I feel a responsibility for not leaving unexamined, because my words upset so many people, which was never my intention. And I understand why now. And for that, I am deeply, deeply grateful, because the information I got was really helpful and helped me understand some different things. I said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
Okay.
So that's how you get them to not interrupt each other. They just have to make an apology. No one interrupted her.
Should be, yeah.
It's the first time ever.
But doesn't 2 weeks just sound kind of nice? You got to hang out at home, just chill, do some stuff around the house, catch up on
Is
laundry.
it paid 2 weeks?
I'm sure.
Is it a paid 2
think
weeks?
so?
I'm sure it's paid.
Well, if it's paid, it is a vacation at that point.
Not that she necessarily needs that pay, but
No. And I mean, they do take off summers. Don't they take off a whole summer?
Well,
they play reruns.
I was curious to get a Kevin Ralston's opinion on this, because even after her apology, Kev, I saw everyone still coming for her and how dare her, and she made her apology. You're one of the most forgiving people I know.
Yeah.
When someone messes up, you if they're sincerely apologetic, you want to forgive them.
Yeah.
Do you think she needs to be condemned forever? What are your thoughts on something like this?
No,
How much trouble does she need to get into?
I think they're doing the 2 weeks because they feel like they have to make some kind of gesture. But the fact that she came back and said, hey, I rethought it, and, I was wrong. To me, I don't get why we have I don't know. To me, I think what she did, and it's not defending Whoopi or anybody else, it's anyone that's in these type of situations, because you are going to misspeak or say things wrong, or you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I went down a line of thinking that, now that you've brought this to my... That's what dialogue and discourse should be, is that maybe you pick something up in a conversation. That's how we learn and grow and say, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I really thought it was... it wasn't about that. It was about humanity, because they're all white to me. She's black.
Exactly.
And that's how
Her
she sees it.
perspective.
Yeah, thank you for your perspective. I see it differently now. And the fact that we need to sit her out and punish her for 2 weeks on that's where I don't see that. I like what she said. I think it was good. I think we should all be forward in saying, you know what? Hey, I see it a little differently now. Thank you. But
I was wrong.
Right.
And thank you for making me see from your perspective, because I was only looking at it as a black woman.
Yeah.
This is something that I've seen a lot of people echo, and it's what Flim Flam is saying in the chat room. He says people are still going after her because she does the same stuff to people all the time, where someone misspeaks, and then she's off with the head kind of a thing, and now it's happening to her.
Yeah.
And I think that's the backlash of if you do that and then it comes to you. Kind of like what happened with, I forget, is it Teigen?
Chrissy Teigen?
Yeah, she came after people, but then they found out she had some skeletons in her closet.
But then we are in this place where we are now, where everybody's trying to one-up the punishment and the hate back to one another.
Exactly.
And we're not getting anywhere. We're just getting more angry. And at some point, somebody has to be the bigger person to say, look, I know that you go after people like this and you try to cancel everyone, but I'm going to demonstrate to you how to do it. To say, hey, I'm glad that you acknowledged where you might have misspoke. You corrected yourself. And this is how you should do it, Whoopi. Let's move on and say, okay, great. You learned something today, and hopefully the audience did too. And they may think of it differently as well. You were part of a teaching moment. And then let's go. And because now we've made sure that she's going to get punished, and then she'll come back probably angry and making sure that she stays on punishing people. I had to sit out 2 weeks, so you need to sit out 4. And then,
It's a cyclical anger thing.
We keep passing the anger. We don't pass on any forgiveness to anyone. We pass on anger, and then that anger multiplies every time a situation happens.
I don't care what political side of the aisle you're on. I would like to see people forgiving and bringing people together again. More than what it is.
Somebody's got to demonstrate that somewhere.
People are going to mess up.
Spoken like a pot smoker. You kumbaya, dude. Just want everybody to hug like them hippies.
Well,
dream on, hippie.
Is that so wrong?
And finally here, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but maybe Simon Cowell shouldn't ride bikes. In August of 2020, he had to undergo some pretty serious surgery. I don't know if you remember. He fell off a bike and it was bad. And now he just fell off another bike.
He needs to stop getting on things.
And had to be hospitalized again. Yeah. They say he's going to be okay. But, I mean, how many bikes do we let it take before we decide, biking ain't for me? You know, I'm getting up there. Maybe my balance isn't so great. So, yeah, say your prayers for Simon Cowell. He's in a London hospital right now.
Oh, geez.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay. We have some celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday to Shakira. She's turning 45 today.
Girl, you celebrate. I love her so much, Kev.
I know you do.
She's just awesome.
No, you're a big fan.
You love them hips.
Yeah, they don't lie.
They never lied to me, Virginia.
That's right. That's about the only thing, right? That's about the only thing. Also, happy birthday to Dogg, the bounty hunter. Turning 69 years old today.
So did his ankle ever heal up?
Did his ego ever heal up from when Dogg was looking for Brian Laundrie and he was sad because
that's right.
actual dogs found Brian Laundrie?
Remember, Dogg was in every headline. He was everywhere. Then all of a sudden, his ankle got sprained, and we never heard from Dogg again.
Right.
And then they found Brian Laundrie dead.
He's like, I can't find Brian Laundrie. How can I get out of this? Oh, my ankle broke.
My favorite clip is him going to the Laundrie's house, and then the press is in his face, and he's acting like, hey, he ain't got time for that. Get the cameras out of my face. I gotta go find this dude.
Also, we got Liz from Green Acres having a happy birthday. Says, get back in your hole, Punxsutawney Phil. Today's my day. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, today's my boy Bigfoot's birthday. My kidney brother. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
nice.
bud.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Also, happy birthday to Ronald. That is from your wife, Janice and Sadie sent that in. Also, happy 30th birthday to Justin Jadzinski. That is your dad, Motor City Mongo. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again soon.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Jardinsky.
Yes.
Did I butcher it?
Easy for you to
Did I
say.
butcher that? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
it was
to the Jardinsky family.
pretty
I'm
bad.
why don't you pipe down? You're not that great of a speaker either, all right?
Way better than you.
Well, you do crush your commercials.
Tongue.
Tongue.
I think your tongue is too big for your mouth.
And I think your brain is too small for your head.
Touche.
All right, happy birthday to Jen from Boca. She said, to quote Snoop Dogg, I'd like to thank me for being me. Okay.
Dang, I love it.
Yeah.
I like to thank me for all the hard work I've done.
That's right. Also, Freya, happy 6th birthday from Mommy and Daddy. Alicia sent that in. Happy birthday to Jose, turning 41 from your wife, Amy, and your 3 kids, Angel, Mia, and baby Lucas. Got a birthday one on the KVJ Show? Let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Coming up here in a couple minutes, World Record Wednesday is on deck. If you're watching KVJ TV, you know, because Jaybird has got his pizza onesie on today.
I think someone called it world record failure. There was some hurtful comment. Very funny.
Don't read the comments. Not before you compete.
Baby, we got to read the comments. This is an interactive show. I don't run from the comments like you scared witch.
I just don't let them in my head. I appear ignorant and happy with smiles all day.
The ignorant part doesn't shine through.
Yep. So there you go. We're going to get to that coming up here in a couple minutes. Jaybird is going for the world record, fastest time removing socks, putting them on with your feet.
Hamburger feet.
Okay. We'll see how he does with that. Okay, very nice. Also, a quick birthday shout out to Yasix in the chat room. It's my birthday today, too. There you go,
happy
Yasix.
birthday.
Thanks for always being there for us. Appreciate that.
World Record Wednesday, gotta give your best. World Record Wednesday, we're chasing greatness today.
Okay, let's see if the bird can do it today. World Record Wednesday. We've got an interesting challenge set forward that he's going to see just how difficult this challenge is and where he can land on the fastest time to put on and remove a pair of socks using the feet. The record for doing this is basically 33 seconds.
I mean, it's really tough. It's really hard. So there's a couple ways you could do. There's a few records out there. There's ones with the socks already on. There's ones with the socks off. How do you want to do it?
I don't know what you're asking.
So you can start. There's 2 different records. One with their socks already on. You have to take them off and put them on.
Oh,
and then
okay.
there's whatever one you want to do.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have the number of the one.
Which one?
The one where you start with them off. I think the one.
Oh, okay. Then let's start with the one with them on.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It might take longer.
Okay. Is that one the 33-second one?
Yeah, that's the one. I just know it's going to be hard to do.
Oh, well, I don't expect any of these are easy.
They're not.
Yeah. That's why they're a world record. Okay, so the one we're doing is the fastest time to, I guess it would be remove and then put on a pair of socks. Okay.
It's a little bit.
Okay.
It's a little bit tougher.
Okay. I got this all sorted out here.
Ooh, what kind of snazzy socks are those?
These are the wrestling socks from Razor Ramon. The Razor Ramon socks.
Razor Ramon. Okay.
Who the hell is Razor Ramon?
He was a wrestler, dog.
He looks like he'd be really conveniently equipped for a cocaine party.
He really killed somebody in real life. This is the guy I bought a beer.
That's shocking from a guy named Razor.
He was in Hooters, and I bought him a beer, and then a week later he was in rehab.
Oh.
Yeah.
You put him there, huh? Luckily he didn't kill you.
He was on the wagon and you bought him a beer?
Trust me. I had nothing to do with it.
Rehab Ramon.
Yeah. Okay, so Jaybird is going here for the world record of the fastest time to remove and put on a pair of socks using the feet.
You have a hole in your pizza onesie right near your birth canal.
Yeah, I know. You bring it up every week.
It's on display.
Hey, we can stitch that. Okay. All right, so these socks are on. So this is going to be tough because you're going to have to use one of your feet. Now, I've done this before where I will take the toes and, you do this when you're in bed and you're like, oh, my feet are too hot. And you're trying to take your socks off underneath the covers and then kick the socks out from underneath the covers. So you got to kind of push down on the one sock. And then now you've got the ability to take your toes and use those as finger hands. And so you got to kind of have that ability. So Jaybird will be pushing off one sock, then he'll be taking off the other sock. And now the challenge is then you've got to pick up the sock with your feet and put it back on.
I got talon feet.
Wow. How's them toenails? Are they trimmed up sweet?
They're pretty sweet.
Okay.
I think getting the socks off, you will do that in 10 to 15 seconds in half the time. I think putting them back on is your massive challenge.
It
here.
is. That's
That is the
why-
massive part of the challenge. So if everybody gets all excited when you get the socks off, oh, wait, because the tough part is coming next. So 33 seconds is the world record to remove and put back on a pair of socks using the feet. Oof. You're going to get them off in 15 seconds. You'll get them back on in 3 minutes.
I do want to let you and the audience know I did practice this.
Okay. And did you
Good.
have a best time on this to give us guidance?
I had a worst time, if that.
So we
Okay.
haven't had a successful run.
What was the
It
best
just-
time you did?
I would say around 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Because to
Yeah.
your point, it's
Yeah.
it's the picking up and then putting them on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a trick. Okay, so we'll at least get this thing started and run the clock and see how long it takes the bird to do it.
Will it be done by the next dirt of the day?
So do you want me to keep going until I can't stop until I get them on with my
Yeah,
feet?
yeah, you keep going, and we'll run the clock, and then we'll let people know if we have to do a break and come back.
That's why I was asking who wanted to do the other one. I'm afraid this is going to go on forever.
Okay, well, here we go. So 33 seconds is the world record. I don't know if anybody's really giving you a lot of credit on getting the 33. I'm going to set the over-under on this, Virginia, at 4 minutes. 4 minutes for Jaybird to take the socks off and put them back on only using his feet. Do you think he will get under or over 4 minutes?
4 minutes is a long time.
Okay.
I'm going to say under 4 minutes.
Oh,
And if you can't, oh, the disappointment.
well, aren't you used to that by now?
Suits, where are you on this? You going over or under? He's going over.
The realist.
Yeah, I think this is really tough. I do. I respect this. I don't know how that guy did it. Ding is his name. Ding. Irwi.
And I'm back.
Ding.
Ironically, I can see almost your dong. So
Yes.
together you'd be ding dong.
He could be Dong Pennington. Yeah.
He's dinging your dong.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing if Dong broke Ding's record?
Ding, your record safe.
I don't know if you can see that on KVJ TV.
We can see it. And it looks like a birth canal. It really
Nice.
does. The way the rip.
Okay, Denny's, you going over or under? Oh, he's going
Way under.
Way under. Okay, all right. Again, Denny's never got one of these right.
Never.
Not one time. Okay, here we go. So the respectable is 4 minutes on this. I think he'll be right at the world record mark getting the socks off. So that would be 33 seconds. World record here for taking a pair of socks, removing them, and putting them back on only using your feet. Jaybird World Record Wednesday. Your time begins now. Okay, there goes the bird. He's got the 1 foot. He's pushing the sock off, and that's already kind of a struggle. He's got these longer socks. They're not footy socks. They're longer socks. They look a little tighter. 1 foot is now off. He did that at 13
Okay, both
seconds.
socks are off,
Both
Kevin.
socks are off right about the 15-second mark.
Do they
Okay.
have to be inside
That's
out?
what
or
I thought.
Just get them on?
I just get them on. Just get them on. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, we're just worried about putting them back on. The world record mark is 33 seconds to take them off, put them back on. Jaybird is right now at the world record mark. Okay, so he's
boy.
fumbling around. Socks are flying all over the place.
The
Denny's-
socks are hard to grasp, Kevin.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that.
I have to use my hands as feet. Or no, my fetus hands, reverse.
And now
Okay.
he's sitting on the floor, Kevin.
Yeah, I think that was actually intentional. He typically falls out of his chair. That time he intentionally took his butt down to the floor. And he's continuing to fumble around with this.
He's now complaining of cramping.
Oh, he's starting to cramp up. He's at
This
the
is what
1 minute
happens
mark.
to an athlete.
Yeah, he's at the 1 minute mark.
I need banana shakes.
Okay. All right. He's fumbling around. He's kind of out of my viewpoint right now, watching a little bit on KVJ TV. That is
Sock
the
is-
best angle to see this.
Sock is not on yet, Kevin. He's still got 2 socks on the floor and trying.
Yeah, he's really just trying to scoot his foot into the sock. I think what you're going to have to do is I think you're going to have to get the sock in between your big and your second toe, and then you're going to have to use that as a clamp to pull the sock up and on.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah, Jaybird is trying to do it, but it is going on right now. Okay, Jaybird is coming up on the 2 minute mark. We've set KVJ respectable at 4 to see if he can do that. He said his worst time was 5.
I'm trying to create a tunnel. Yeah, 5 meaning I punted after that.
At 5, he gave up. Okay. So I think the question here is, by the time we come back, will Jaybird have the socks on only using his feet, or will he be doing this at 10 a.m. this morning?
Okay, 4 of the toes are in.
3.
But 3 of the toes are in.
Okay, you still got to pull it up, which is the trick.
He's got that wily pointing left pinky toe that does not appear to want to cooperate with the bit.
I got
Yeah.
my mother's feet. She had bunions.
Okay. All right. So he's dealing with the
this
feet
is-
right there. He's on the chair. He's trying to work the sock up and around his foot.
Imagine if you had to do this for your life. If this was a saw situation.
And you had to do it in a certain amount of time.
If not, you get your foot cut off.
I would say give me a week and I'd be okay. But other than that, this is really tough. Okay, he's at 2.5 minutes. Can he do it under 4? Will he still be doing it when we come back here on World Record Wednesday?
He might be doing it still on Thursday.
Let me just say, Ding's world record is very safe.
I got fat feet, dog. This is making me foot insecure.
You got tight socks, fat feet. It's not set up for a win. How big of a loss will it be? That's what we'll find out next. Okay, let's see how we're doing with this. Jaybird on World Record Wednesday started with a pair of socks on his feet, and he took them off with only his feet and has to put them back on with only his feet. The world record for that is 33 seconds. Jaybird is at the 10.5 minute mark. Right now, he's going way over that 4 minute over-under. And Virginia, how is it looking so far? What would you say?
He doesn't even have one of the socks back on yet. I mean,
Okay.
At one point he had at least 3 toes, but
We've had
that's...
close calls, but we just can't bring her home.
Yeah.
He's got these weird misshapen monkey toes that point in different
The
directions.
monkey toes are doing him in?
My
Okay.
DNA's up for the challenge, Kevin.
He needs
Yeah.
more of a slender foot.
Yeah.
My feet are too fat and pointy.
Yeah. Well, at 11 minutes, I think it's probably safe to say we can call this one off and
Well-
just say it's an unattainable.
The reason why we gotta call it is there's just no progress. There's no
Yeah,
hope in
not
sight.
getting anywhere.
It's a fail. Terrible.
It is a good idea for parents, though. Some people in the chat room saying, I can't wait to try this with my kids when I get home. It'll keep them occupied for hours. So
There you go.
It does serve a purpose. If you want to tie your kids' attention up for a couple hours, just have them try this challenge.
Eat some bananas first, though, kid, because cramps, they are coming.
He's
I am
cramping
cramps.
like a runner.
Yeah.
You would have thought he ran a marathon.
Yeah. And Stephanie said, too, this really does shine a light on people who don't have hands. They are the real MVPs.
No kidding. I was
Thank
telling,
It's
I told that
amazing,
to Virginia
yeah.
during commercial break. I said, if I didn't have my arms, I'm so screwed that this would be such a challenge. I
Yeah.
couldn't even do it.
I have a buddy of mine that is down an arm, born that way. And there are so many things that I always think of him where I am like, I need 3 hands, not 2. I'm like, I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. You often forget that this guy doesn't have an arm until you look and be like, oh, he doesn't have an arm. He ties his shoes. He does all this kind of stuff.
He gets it done.
He gets it done. He does better with 1 hand than I do with 2.
It's true.
It is true.
Growing up, remember Jim Abbott, the pitcher?
I do, yes.
He
Absolutely.
was such an inspiration because he didn't have a hand, and he was a pitcher, and he would all-star pitcher. He'd field the ball, catch the ball. He found a way to make it to the big leagues. It's such an inspirational story. As a kid, you loved that dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's somewhere watching this today, shaking his head, going, dude.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. I'm trying to tell an inspiration story. She's got to bring it back to make me feel bad. I get it. It's World Record Wednesday. It's World Record Feel Bad.
You should come in here with tissues. I mean, you know how it's going to go.
Oh, I gotta put a W on the board soon.
Yeah. You just need a win.
You got to lower the bar.
I gotta get one of them like easy. I gotta be a 9-year-old's record that I said the alphabet in 40 seconds.
Yeah. You ever wind up in a situation where you think maybe it's time to get out of this relationship, but you're just not quite sure? You're like, I don't know, sometimes it's good, but a lot of times it's really bad. Well, just send us an email. Let us know the good and the bad, and we'll give you our ruling. Is it time for a makeup or is it time for a breakup? Now, you wouldn't think that you would be contemplating a divorce at your wedding, but apparently that is what exactly happened to this person. It says here, my husband and I just got married at the beginning of this year, but I didn't even make it out of our reception before thinking it was time for a divorce. In our planning for the wedding, I was very flexible, but I have one hard, fast rule for the actual wedding itself. No shoving my face into the cake.
Oh, you told him and he did that?
When we got to the cake, I couldn't believe it when he grabbed me by the back of the head and shoved it down into the wedding cake. Clearly,
He shoved her face down into the cake?
Down into the cake, yeah. And clearly this was premeditated because he had a bunch of cupcakes as a backup since the cake itself was completely destroyed. I was so angry that I just burst into tears and I ran away. See, I was in a bad car accident years ago and I was pinned in and had to be cut from the car, and that gave me terrible claustrophobia, which is easily triggered. So him smashing my face into the cake kind of gives me PTSD. And I was then in no mental shape to make it back out to the wedding. And the next day I said, our marriage is over. My friends and family now are telling me, look, you're overreacting, but I don't think I am. I had one request, and he couldn't even respect that. So am I overreacting, and should I make up or continue on with the divorce? Wow.
Oh, gosh. I mean, you told him ahead of time, don't do this.
I got one request.
There are so many uncomfortable videos on YouTube with people doing this move. This one, I don't know what, I don't think it's in the United States, but the woman tries to put some cake in this guy's face, and he goes on and like pushes her in front of everybody, and everyone gets all quiet.
What is the matter with these dudes?
It is
Are they
weird.
drunk?
Well, she put the cake in his face, but then he put it was crazy.
It's violent.
The whole thing's violent and uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't think that you're so off in what you're thinking. And so far, all the comments I'm seeing in the chat room and the text that we are getting is saying divorce.
Well, the chat room we said yesterday.
Yes,
they're
bitter
heartbroken.
divorced. Yeah, we're not surprised by that necessarily.
Right.
It's never cool when you've got someone that's your mate. They do something when you've told them with a heartfelt, hey, please don't do this to me, and then they do it anyway, and then they do it publicly.
Yeah, it is the ultimate in disrespect, and you are going to have a lifetime where you're going to say things, and he's not going to respect it.
What's odd about this situation is a person like that, you would think they would show signs of that kind of behavior before you get married. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you were dating somebody and you guys get together and then all of a sudden they uncharacteristically shove your face in a cake, that would be weird. Someone tells me this cat's always been like this. No?
He never did anything weird before. This is the first major infraction.
I find that odd, too.
Well, I think this is sometimes the problem, and I don't know exactly how long they were together before they went into the marriage itself. But this is why, take your time. Wait it out. There's never any rush to get married because these are the kind of signs and things you want to know. Can you be tethered to this person legally? Do you want to for the rest of your life? Because it's not fun getting divorced.
Not right after you got married.
No.
If people were truly honest, I would love to know the percentage of people who are walking down the aisle, looking at their mate, and the whole time going, "Why am I doing this? This is a mistake." And you say "I do," and in your heart you go, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" I wonder what the real percentage is on that. I know we'd never know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have it, but you have to think in your head, okay, am I just getting cold feet and it's irrational?
Yeah.
Or should I really not be doing this? And that is a tough place to be because I was there for my first marriage and I really shouldn't have been doing that.
I think there's a difference between cold feet and knowing.
But you don't know.
I don't
when
know.
you're in it, I thought I had cold feet. I thought I was hormonal because I was pregnant. Another reason not to do it.
But you had a knowing, and you were right, though, about your knowing.
I know.
I don't know if it was cold feet. You didn't have... Cold feet, to me, is you are on the fence, you're having self-doubt. I'm talking about the person who absolutely knows they're making a mistake. I think there's a difference.
Yeah. Cherry's on here from Palm Beach Gardens. You say that your friend had the no smashing the cake in my face rule, and he did it to her?
Yes, absolutely. And I remember sitting there at the reception thinking, oh, my God, this marriage is not going to last. He has no respect for her. And it didn't last. They were divorced some years later. And it's all about respect. She had one hard, fast rule, and he did not respect it. He has no respect for her.
Yeah.
I think she needs to walk away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that really sums it up. Respect is everything in a marriage, and not listening to somebody when they tell you something.
It's big.
And especially understanding the fact she's got history about this too. She has PTSD about claustrophobia, and that's
you
why she's
knew
saying that.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
It shows you don't know her and you don't respect her. Divorce.
It's a bad guy wrestling move.
It is.
It ain't cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, is this a makeup or a breakup for you? Says, I have a fiance who I believe loves me, but I feel like I have to fight this other woman for him.
Oh, no.
She's a girl that's been in his life since college, and they're extremely close. I've had to hear from more than one person that they have this amazing chemistry. And those comments didn't used to bother me as much as they do now, because at the time she was married, but now she's 3 months divorced. And since she's been single, I just feel like I notice her being more attentive to my fiance. Now, this whole thing has spiked my insecurity, and I might be acting a bit crazy, but I can't help thinking that they would have been together had she not had a man the entire time they've known each other. Now that the man is gone, I fear that she's all out to get mine. And over the weekend, it got ugly because we had a bunch of friends over. The guys were inside playing poker while the girls were outside in the hot tub with the chilly weather. Well, this girl got out of the hot tub to get another drink, and when she did, I noticed that she had the exact same tattoo in the exact same place as my fiance. My fiance just got his tattoo a month ago, so I asked her when she got hers, and she said, about a month ago. So I went off. Admittedly, I was drunk, but even after sobering up, I don't think I was wrong. My fiance said it was just something that meant something to the both of them from a long time ago, and it was just a sign of their friendship. My fiance says that I am crazy for thinking that anything is going on, but now I feel like he's just gaslighting me, and I am so turned around. Is this normal? Am I really acting crazy, or should I be the paranoid person I'm being right now? How would you feel, Virginia, if Panda got a matching tattoo with a woman you felt threatened by?
And it was a surprise. No one told me about it. Like, when did y'all go?
Well, you might know that Panda got the tattoo, but you didn't know that she got the tattoo at the same time.
I would be really suspect of these two, and I would get in the bushes.
You know, a lot. Even if there's no cheating, the last caller nailed it. It's about respect.
Yeah.
It ain't cool.
It's an emotional relationship, and that's weird.
Just stop making your mate feel bad.
Yeah, your fiance is sad because you have this other girl and you guys got matching tattoos and nobody told your fiance about it. And
you can still have a relationship, a friend relationship, without getting matching tattoos. Anybody with a brain knows matching tattoos is such an emotional thing to do.
He's got to understand that he's sending off such a vibe with this girl that other people are commenting to his fiance that they have this amazing connection. And he needs to recognize that and make sure he's not putting off that vibe, or else he needs to dump his fiance and go actually be with this girl that he has an amazing connection with and now a matching tattoo.
yeah, I think you have to break up with him and then sit back and watch what happens. How much you want to bet they start dating?
We should rename this segment called Love is Dead.
Yes, right in time for Valentine's Day.
The anti-Valentine's Day show.
And can we finally get a makeup, or is this another breakup? It says, my girlfriend was watching her own porn with her ex in it.
Wait, what?
Says, I got out of my shift early on Saturday night and I wanted to surprise my fiance. So I came in the house all quiet. The lights were out and my fiance was sitting at the kitchen table with her laptop. I was about to spring the surprise when I noticed it was a video of her naked with another man. I immediately became enraged and asked her what the hell she was doing. She said that she was wondering what she ever saw in men. So she opened up a video that she had saved of her and a guy she used to date from 5 years ago. She said it did nothing for her and that I shouldn't be upset. I don't agree with her, though. Is this situation any different just because we are a lesbian couple? Should I let it go or take this as a warning sign that my girlfriend is having second thoughts about our relationship and maybe even about being gay altogether? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, she was watching porn. She wasn't diddling, was she? So
Doesn't say anything about that.
I'm no expert, but they usually do go hand in hand, pun intended.
Okay. Yeah.
So if there was no diddling, maybe she was telling you the truth.
Yeah, you know most people watch porn without. They just watch it for the smell of it. Come on now.
Yeah, here's the
Give
one
me
thing.
a
I mean,
break.
now we're talking about a lesbian couple here, and
Let me guess, she smokes weed and didn't inhale.
yeah. I mean, let's just put it here. You walk in Virginia and you see Panda. He is watching a movie that he made with he and an ex from 5 years ago.
Is she hotter than me?
Yes.
I'm hot pissed.
Right.
It's disrespectful. It's across the board, Kevin. We're breaking up with everyone involved.
Especially if she's hotter than me. I'm going to start throwing stuff.
Clean up your. It doesn't take. You're watching a porn with your ex. Yes, people are shocking. People are going to be offended by
Well,
that.
she's got the interesting caveat here in that she was, in a sense, just seeing if she felt anything or if she's, am I fully gay? Do I have any feelings at all for men? Does that turn me on anymore? And that's what she's trying to use this is my excuse. It's just kind of a test. It's like, let's say, for instance, that you were a person who loved alcohol or smoking. And you're like, I was just taking a whiff to see if it would do anything to bring me back in. But clearly it didn't. So
I just want to put
I have control of this.
I just want to put this cocaine in my jeans just to see if I can not snort it.
Yeah, I want to just look at it and smell it. Will I actually snort it? No, I didn't snort the cocaine. I have no desire to go back. That's how she's playing it off. I just don't know that plays and that gives you any added excuse to this situation. You know?
It always comes down to this. Is the person in your life, are they giving you more drama than you want? If they are, I always say, cut them loose.
Yeah, I don't know for me that I would go all the way for a breakup. You're engaged. I would be very upset. I don't know that I necessarily believe her. This is troubling. It got me halfway out the door, but I don't think fully out the door. Are you breaking up for this, Virginia?
I don't think I'm fully at the door, but I'm fully suspicious. And I think you have to try to figure out what the heck is going on here. I would not be getting married. I know you're engaged. Put the brakes on that and try to figure out what's going on in her head.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it might be. You're right. Hey, just because you're engaged, you don't have to stick with wedding dates.
You don't.
Those can be moved.
This has to actually be put on pause because you're questioning everything. You're allowed to question things when your partner does something so out of left field.
Yeah, marriage isn't permanent, like, say, a tattoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, people are texting you with their own stories about the tattoo. I said, yeah, my ex, by the way, got a matching tattoo with her best friend while I was out of town picking my mom up and hid it from me. Needless to say, she cheated on me with him multiple times. It's not cool to do stuff behind your partner's back.
It's so funny because you know my theory. I don't like to live in absolutes, but a lot of these stories, 9 out of 10 times, you're right. Oh, I swear to God, the gym instructor, he just wants to make sure that, I'm working out properly. He doesn't want to sleep with me. Cut to 3 months later. They're sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Virginia?
That one sounds personal.
No.
Nah.
Who did that to you, baby?
I'm using it as a shorthand.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you have a situation like this, I think a lot of times people that email us, they know that it's a breakup, and that's why so many of these are breakups. You just want the final word of somebody talking what you think is rational about your situation.
I think the goal for the bit now is to find one of these where I say, no, you should make up.
For Jaybird, probably not. No.
I don't know. Y'all are soft. Y'all put up with too much crap.
Yeah. All right, you can send those emails to us, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, R. Kelly is currently in jail, and I don't feel bad for him. They announced that he has the COVID now, and his bid for an appeal is now being delayed because of the COVID. He's tested positive at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he's being held, and this will push back his trial yet again. He will not be able to meaningfully participate in any of his building of his defense, and so he continues to have bad news, which I don't feel bad for him.
That's what happens, right?
That's what happens,
Oh,
baby.
well.
It might be called karma.
Okay.
In other news, dang, somebody snatched Snoop Dogg's French Bulldog. We've talked about how these French Bulldogs are so coveted.
Yeah.
They're so expensive. Lady Gaga's went missing and then got a guy shot over. And now
This might get a guy shot too.
I agree. Snoop Dogg had a French Bulldog named Frank, and Frank is missing.
That's not good.
No.
They look out.
Look out, whoever took Frank. You may want to return him.
Mm-hmm.
And finally here, I didn't know if you saw this. Burt Reynolds' 1977 Firebird sold for nearly $500,000 at auction. Now, it wasn't the one from the movie, but it was the only 1977 black Firebird that he ever owned. And I guess Burt signed the glove box with a gold pen.
Okay.
And so it made the car worth nearly $500,000 at auction.
Wow. All right.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
There's an interesting story I keep following because every day more and more people are jumping on the Spotify anti-bandwagon that is out there. There's more artists that are polling their music.
Anybody from other than the 70s?
That's about it. That's about it. I don't know how much of an effect they're having on Spotify. Graham Nash from Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young.
All right, we're still in the 70s.
He's pulled his music now from Spotify. India Arie has also pulled hers as well.
She's from the 90s and 2000.
Okay, so she's the most current that is on there. And she adds into hers that it's not just about Joe Rogan and his podcast giving out COVID-19 vaccine misinformation. She also cited Rogan's language about race is the reason why she's leaving the streaming platform. So she wrote in a message that went on Instagram, Neil Young opened a door I must walk through. I believe in freedom of speech. However, I find Joe Rogan problematic for reasons other than his COVID interviews. For me, it's also his language about race. Rogan recently had hosted academic Jordan Peterson on his podcast where they joked about the words used to describe skin tone, and Rogan asserted that it was, quote, very strange to call someone black unless they're from the darkest place in Africa where they're not wearing any clothes all day. Then Peterson chimed in and said, I'm white. Actually, that's a lie, too. And so I guess those are the comments that she's talking about. But then India Arie also had this to say about Spotify. She said, what I'm talking about is respect. Who gets it and who doesn't? Paying musicians a fraction of a penny and Joe Rogan, or she calls him $100 million. So her beef might be just that Spotify is paying Joe Rogan a lot more money than they're paying her for her music.
Look, this is one of those things where I am not picking sides on anything. The one thing I have noticed, whether you like Joe Rogan or not, I have seen people take clips and misrepresent what their argument is with the Joe Rogan. Whether you like him or not, it's not the debate on if you like Rogan or not. I have seen people take something and misrepresent it and say it was this and it wasn't that. And there's a lot of that going on, not only with the Joe Rogan podcast, but just with people trying to cherry pick and prove points.
To her one point about the payment thing, Spotify, when they were a music-only streaming service, was not even turning a profit. They were losing money because of the amount of money they have to pay for rights for streaming music. It's not a profitable business. And they realized where you make money is owning your own content. And it can't be music because we don't get to own that. So when they buy Joe Rogan for $100 million, that's content that they get to own. And now, once they clear the $100 million they pay Joe Rogan, now they can finally turn a profit finally on some of the product they have on that streaming service.
This is really in the same vein as the Dave Chappelle thing. Joe Rogan's not going anywhere. Dave Chappelle's not going off Netflix. Keep in mind too, people are making money by writing articles about this stuff as well. All of this is it's generating clicks. Joe Rogan, whether numbers are down, he's making them too much money. They only care about money. No, he's not going to
go anywhere. Yeah,
Dave Chappelle makes Netflix way too much money. That's all these people care about.
And I'll tell you, at this point, every artist could jump off of Spotify and they still are not going to care because they're not making money on that anyway.
The music isn't where the money is.
That's not hurting Spotify. They don't care. They want to be a podcast streaming service.
Gotcha.
And like going, that's fine. I mean, what, Graham Nash, India Arie, have we really taken a big hit? Neil Young?
The other thing, too, is it's hard to compare podcasts versus music. They're different kinds of things. You're comparing writing music, and then you're also comparing a different product, which is a podcast. To your point, you're doing different content every single day.
I think the only thing alarming to some people might be just, okay, how much we are censoring speech and what we're doing. That seems to be the underlying thing. And it's interesting to see some of the people now coming out to back Joe Rogan. Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, he called Rogan's apology refreshing. And he said, I actually thought it was pretty classy. He owned up to it, and I thought it was pretty dope. So he kind of liked how he did that.
But then I saw everyone piling on Trevor Noah. How can you support? This is what I can't stand about all of this crap. You were talking about it earlier. Someone says something, gets people mad. Then someone apologizes.
Right.
But then then people are mad at the apology. Then that creates other fight. When does it stop, man?
Some people have just got to kind of stand up and say, look, I'm not going to cower to the backlash of this stuff. And there needs to be a place where discourse can happen. And you know, the fact that Joe Rogan did come out and say, hey, look, I need to balance my information a little bit more. I don't know what else you want the guy to do. The Rock is now throwing his hat in the ring for Joe Rogan, supported him.
They're
and of
cancel
course,
The Rock.
That's causing issue. And The Rock even went so far as to say he looks forward to coming on the podcast one day and breaking out the tequila with you. And of course, you're right. People are enraged by that as well.
And I'm able to plug my tequila.
Because here's what happens.
Absolutely. He'll make money off of it. Rogan will make money.
Because it's so mixed. There's so many different fights going on. There's political. There's people that are going to want to have a debate no matter what because it's just political.
Yeah.
They're going to say he had X, B, or C on, and they stand for this, and I'm never going to stand for Joe Rogan just because he interviewed the person.
Right.
That's going to be someone's stance on that. They're not going to even hear the conversation. They're just going to say, oh my gosh, he interviewed that person. I want it boycotted. You have that going on. Then you have other people who just don't like Joe Rogan. Then there's other people who, you know, legit don't think he's funny.
You have a few loud voices, but ultimately, people are making money. The Rock's making money, Joe Rogan's making money, and guess what? Now Spotify's making money.
And that's all they care about.
That's all they care about. You know, we all have embarrassing things happen. But it's a lot worse when it happens at work, right? Than in front of your friends and family.
I'd much rather have embarrassing things happen at home than work.
Oh, absolutely. So what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you at work? 877-979-WRMF. We've got Caitlin on here from Royal Palm Beach. Caitlin, what is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you at work?
So I'm a manager at Publix, and we all have to take our, shift closing just like the associates. And one day it was probably like 3 in the afternoon. We stayed till 11 p.m. So there was no leaving early on this. So I was bending down to fix something on a bottom shelf, and I squatted down and I split my pants from front to back. It wasn't even discreet. It was no mistaking. There was a breeze. And I was not wearing the best undergarments.
Yeah.
For that to happen.
Oh
boy. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Not a lot of coverage.
There was nothing there.
Oh.
There was no coverage there.
That's rough.
Bless your heart.
I'm sorry.
And there wasn't any hey, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. There was well, how are you going to fix this? What are you going to do? You got to stay at work. So, I mean, I could have left, but I'm not driving 30 minutes home. So I just grabbed one of my sweaters, my public sweater,
Yeah.
and I tied it around my waist, and I went about the rest of the shift. And I had a nice breeze. So,
Yeah.
You're a
it's
professional.
cooling. Yeah, that's right. You got to get it done. Even if those pub subs. Yeah, I tell you, it's one of the two worst things when you hear a rip and feel a breeze.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're in trouble.
Remember that one that Lenny Kravitz had on stage? He got down real low and he's singing in the microphone. He had on those leather pants that were so shimmery and so tight, and they split right in the crotch, and his business fell out.
Oh, man.
It's
Oh, man.
Was he embarrassed or was he
probably not.
proud?
Yeah.
When I was a teacher assistant, I drove a really crappy station wagon. It was barely hanging on, and it always had issues. And the teachers didn't like me. A lot of times I would try to make the kids laugh. I think I was more of a distraction.
You were more of a kid than a teacher.
But I had a crush on this one teacher, and though I was walking out in the parking lot, and I start up my station wagon. She's walking out to her car, and my station wagon was so crappy it catches on fire.
Oh,
right
dang.
in front of her, and she's looking at me. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. It was the station wagon where I had a Hulk Hogan bumper sticker on it, and I couldn't start it.
Nothing to see here.
She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, no, everything's fine.
No, my car is on fire. I'm definitely not okay.
And then all these other teachers start kind of coming around because everyone's leaving school, and it's very public. It's a big deal. Well, my car won't start, so it's stuck in the parking lot. So someone had to give me a ride back to my apartment, and then I got fired the next day.
Aww.
So I had to go back and get my car after I got fired. I mean, it was embarrassing, depressing.
Did you get that date?
No.
Aw.
Yeah, with a psychiatrist. I was so depressed.
Brittany said, yeah, I worked at a bank and I used the bathroom and I broke the whole sewage system. It was coming up from both toilets and going into the vault. We had to shut down for 2 days because of the sewage smell, and everybody knew it was me.
It might be time to leave.
man,
You either own it
man.
or you got to get out.
Yeah.
You can't battle back from a Duke that large.
There was a girl at our old radio station. She broke the commode, and it was very wet, and it was throughout. What sucked was it was kind of near the lobby area, and I heard someone getting tickets. Like, what smells out here?
You can't put the bathroom by the lobby.
No, it ain't cool, man.
Come on.
Patty said, I was waving my arms at a toddler in a stroller, just trying to make the toddler smile. Little did I know the office manager came up right behind me, and I clocked her right under the chin with my arm.
Ooh.
About knocked her out. Yeah, that's tough. Gina said, I was at a conference with all the heads of the public arts department in the state of Florida, and I didn't know anybody, so I was so nervous. And when I was introduced, I blurted out a combination of needing to stretch my legs and spread my wings. And I said, yeah, I really need to spread my legs. And everybody's like, what?
Who wants in?
Yes. She said, everybody just stared at me. I was so mortified.
You all
I
remember?
really need to spread my legs.
That's a bold move to announce on the microphone that you're a hooker. Boy, I gotta spread these babies.
Oh, man. Well, Sandra said, I'm a crossing guard. I went to my post one morning and stood there. It was an hour, and something just seemed off. That's when a parent drove by me and said, hey, you know there's no school today, right? I was so embarrassed.
Oh, dang.
It took a whole hour to realize we didn't have class.
There was no kids.
Do you remember when we were at the station that fired us, and we had to go to that conference, and it was where they showed
The one in
the
Jacksonville.
one in that was the Red Wedding. If you know Game of Thrones, that was when we knew it was pretty much lights out.
It was so bad.
But it was one of those situations where they played audio for every show in this big conference room, but we had accidentally sent the wrong audio. It was like a part 2. It didn't make any sense. And I just remember all three of us were slinking in our chairs because everyone's looking around going, what is this audio?
What does this mean?
And the guy in front of us goes, hey, how badly do you guys want to run out of here right now? I'm like, badly. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Or did you block it out?
I kind of tried to block it out, so thanks for reminding me.
It was so uncomfortable, man, and embarrassing.
Reggie's on here from Port St. Lucie. Most embarrassing moment at work. What happened to you, Reggie?
So I am a speech therapist, and I work with kids, and I started my new job, and it might have been like 2 months into my new job. and I'm teaching one of my kiddos who's like 8 how to follow directions and like safely follow like directions on like a recipe. So we tried to make one of those brownie mugs, you know, the ones that you like put in the microwave for
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, and it makes like a really cute treat, right? So, so we're learning about following directions, and he is doing great, and he puts everything in the microwave. And I gave him the wrong direction, and instead of putting it in for like 30 seconds, we put it in for 3 minutes.
Oh.
And the microwave went on fire, had smoke everywhere, and had to like safely take my kiddo out of the kitchen and get my boss.
Oh,
We had to
my
remove
gosh.
the microwave from the clinic, like outside, because the smell was so bad. And that smell continued to last for like probably 2 or 3 months after that incident.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing the permanent smells that can come out of microwaves.
Yes. Sometimes you gotta just throw them away and start from scratch.
You need a whole microwave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If it
hear.
was on fire, I don't know if I want it back.
On our Facebook page, Jessica put my most embarrassing moment at work. I was trying to fight through the stomach flu during a presentation. Halfway through, without warning, I chortle and then projectile vomit.
Oh, no.
It looked like The Exorcist, and it wouldn't stop. Not only did they abruptly end the meeting, but they gave everybody the afternoon off. All right, just, you know what? Everybody just go home.
Well, so everybody should be kind of happy
Yeah.
as long as they didn't get sprayed.
Right. Oh, boy. Yeah. And Steve said my boss and my girlfriend have the same last name. Accidentally, I sent naked pictures to my boss, and the worst part, she sent one back.
What?
Well, hello.
Really?
Well,
Oh.
hello.
Yeah,
Wow.
my buddy said he accidentally sent a sexual thing. He was trying to send it to his fiance, and he sent it to a coworker, and it was super graphic. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Did they rat him out?
I don't know. I mean, there's no way that coworker does not talk. There's just no
Right,
way.
right.
If you were to accidentally send something to somebody here, they're going to talk.
I would tell people, and I think it'd be funny, but did they tell HR?
But it was a over-the-top act that they were doing. I can't even say it.
Show me with your hands.
I can't. I don't even want to.
Show me on Suits.
No, man. The Suits could legit press charges on me.
Time for another battle of the generations. Gen Z has been running away with this. They've got 19 wins. Millennials have 16, and our Gen Xers are in last place with just 12. So, Bird, you could use a win here today.
I hate doing this because I love Denny so much, but sorry, son. I gotta kick your ass.
Okay, representing our millennials today, we've got Christina here from Wellington. Hello, Christina.
Hello.
Hello. Say hello to your partner, Denny's, today.
Hi, Denny. I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
You can hear it in his voice.
Yes, very
Calm
pumped.
down, Denny.
And then representing Gen X, we've got Ashley from Boca. Hello, Ashley.
Good morning.
Yeah, old people unite.
Okay.
Ashley, are you calling from a tornado?
Oh, no. Does it sound like it?
A little bit hit.
We'll work through it. We'll work through it.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so Bird will be your partner today. Ashley for Gen X. Things aren't starting off great, but you guys really need a win.
The conditions are right for a loss.
Yeah, wow. Okay, we're going to start off with our millennials here. And Christina, you got a question in 3 seconds to answer. If you can, you get 2 points. If not, Denny's has a chance to try to salvage a point for your team. Your question, Christina. Who was Kelly Clarkson's co-star in the critically panned film From Justin to Kelly?
Justin Timberlake?
No, that is incorrect. Denny's, do you have a guess?
Justin something. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Guarini, right?
Guarini. Yeah.
What is it?
Guarini.
Oh, jeez.
Justin Guarini
American
was his
Idol?
name. Yeah.
I mean, look at Kelly Clarkson's career. What's happened to her compared to? She was the first one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The
yeah,
biggest
first winner.
one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Compared to Guarini.
Oh, jeez. I never even heard of him.
Okay, maybe things are looking up for Gen X. All right, let's see how you do here with your first question. What 1992 movie, Ashley, has the best-selling soundtrack of all time?
Oh, 92.
1992.
10 years old.
That's the
Best-selling soundtrack.
Yeah, of all time. What do you think?
Oh, Bird. I want to do good here, but...
It's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give it to Bird here for a point. Bird?
Only
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Is it The Bodyguard?
It is The Bodyguard, Denny's.
I
Yeah.
heard that a long time ago.
Bodyguard, yeah.
That was my cut. I had the single.
Yeah, that is number
I mean,
one.
everybody's blowing it.
Yeah, okay. Well, it cancels itself out there.
And she was over there scrolling on the computer. She's like, I'm just going to scroll.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tom Brady's new house. Wow.
She's over there. She's living her best life over here.
Yeah. It's all good, huh?
Jenny's already sick of our supper.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting over again. Christina here for the Millennials. Here is your question. How many specialists were featured on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? How many did they have on that show as specialists?
6? I have no idea.
Okay, 6 is her guess. That is incorrect. Denny's, what do you think? Save a point.
I'm going to say 4.
Gonna say 4. Virginia?
It's Fab Five.
Is it? Dang, I've never watched it.
Oh my gosh, you're so straight. And it's annoying.
Okay, yes. How many gay guys are yelling at the radio?
Oh, I bet everybody.
Okay, here we go. Next question. This is for Ashley. Okay, what is the name of the diner that served as a popular hangout spot in Beverly Hills 90210, the original? What do you think, Ashley?
The Peach Pit.
That is correct.
Oh, people unite.
The Peach
Nice.
Pit. All right.
I love it. See, you're back in the game.
Okay, yes, you are.
Yes.
Got the Gen X in a 2-zip lead. Back to Christina, our millennials here in the battle of the generations. Your next question here. Taylor Swift's first hit single is named after what other country music star? What do you think, Christina? A big legendary country star.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton is a good guess. That is incorrect. Denny's.
It's named after a country star, huh?
Yeah.
Garth Brooks.
Danny.
Okay. That's a guess. It's Tim McGraw.
I think
Tim
you're not
McGraw's
that
the name of
far
her
off.
first. Yeah, you're right. Okay. A lot of
Tim
big country
McGraw,
fans here.
Garth Brooks.
Okay, let's see here. Ashley Bird, y'all can put it away.
Ashley, I haven't won something in a while.
Yeah, you could use a win here. Okay. All right, here we go. Here is the question. All right. Which group was so big that they accounted for 2% of the entire music industry in 1978?
78. I wasn't even born.
Yeah?
Group in 78.
Yeah.
A group in 78. And 2% of the population. Bird, I'm having to cue you in on this one.
So I just want to make sure I understand the question. The album or the music group, they were popular in 1978?
1978, they were so big and they were dominating the charts so much that they accounted for 2% of the entire music industry. All music that was put out and played, were 2% of it.
It's got to be the Eagles.
It's got to be the Eagles in 1978. It is the Bee Gees. Bee Gees Staying Alive was big on the charts. They were crushing it in 1978.
That was an old person question, and I still missed it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that means new life here for the millennials. We'll see. One more round. They got a chance here to tie it up. Christina, this is all on you, though. All right, let's see if you can get this correct. All right, your question here in Battle of the Generations. What was Ken Jeong's work And what did he work as before breaking into the entertainment industry as an actor and comedian? What did he do? He was a doctor. You're right. That's a 2-pointer. And just like that, we're all tied up.
Oh, we got this.
Okay. All right. It will end if Gen X gets any point whatsoever in this.
Please don't let it be up to me. Please don't let it
I'm not having a good day.
Okay, here we go.
Loss after loss.
All right, the question for Ashley. What boy band was assembled on the first installment of the reality series Making the Band?
Oh, okay. Making the Band. I remember the show.
Gotta buzz you out. It is going to be up to Bird.
Boy band.
It's up to Bird for the win. Bird, this is for the win. Your Gen X will get a win if you get this correct. What is the answer?
Is it O-Town?
Oh my gosh. I think that's it.
It is it. Oh my goodness.
Shock the world.
Bird shocked the
On a
world.
boy band
You got a boy band question, and you have won.
Right,
Wow.
gotta get the W's. Okay, it's good to win one day.
All right, very nice. Congratulations to your partner Ashley there from Gen X. And Christina, thanks so much for playing along.
Thank you. Sorry, Denny.
No, you done good. You done good.
Okay.
That was
what
great fun.
What a battle that was. Well, I like to see when there is a generation younger than mine that is starting to feel old.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is nice. And I was looking at this thread of what makes millennials feel old. So this is kind of the perspective thing. 'Cause I remember when this all started to come out about Gen X. What makes us feel old? Some of the comments were hearing Linkin Park on the classic rock station. Yeah, I remember that. First time I heard like a Motley Crue song on classic rock, I'm like, oh my gosh.
First time I started hearing Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder is on classic rock.
Yeah,
oh my
right.
gosh.
Another comment they had was having shows I watched as a kid play on TV Land made me feel old. I remember when YouTube was ad-free. This is what makes millennials feel old. Kids not knowing what the icon on the save button is. The save button, is that a computer thing? I don't even know what that is. And they said the other day I read that 2050 is closer to us now than 1990. That made me feel ancient.
Wow.
So those y'all feeling old, the ones for us now, it don't even make you feel old. It severely depresses
They make you feel like you're about to die.
When I see Karate Kids approaching 50 years, I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Is that real?
The Karate Kid, so it came out in 84, so it's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? 40 years old.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, as always, there's crazy things going on here in South Florida. I don't know if you saw the footage of this, but a suspect was caught on camera throwing cash from a car's driver's side window in a church parking lot after a reported bank robbery in Broward County. The suspect led police on a chase that ended in a standoff in Miami Gardens. Law enforcement then surrounded the driver's car with weapons drawn and took the person into custody moments later, but
Did he think that, hey, maybe if I throw some cash out the windows, the cops will stop to catch the cash and I can get away?
yeah, diversionary tactic. Oh, money. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm supposed to be catching the bank robber.
If I was catching the bank robber, it would distract me for a minute.
Okay. Other crazy stuff. You got to watch out what's going on the roadways around here. Did you see the dash cam video of that dude, Eric Popper, who was shooting out of his car window?
Yes. What a lunatic.
Yeah, crazy video. We're just seeing the video. It didn't just happen. I think it happened June 21st, but we're just seeing now the footage. Eric Popper is a former Florida firefighter, and he was in a road rage incident on I-95. I get it, at Northwest 151st Street in Miami. And I think somebody cut him off. There was honking going on, hand gestures, all that kind of stuff. And then when the car went by him, he fired his gun 11 times.
Through his own door and window.
He was just sitting there and he just started, shooting right out of his own window and the windshield. As some crazy stuff. Here's some of the audio from the footage.
I was just shot at. My car was hit. I returned fire back at the individual.
Yeah, that's what he thought. He thought that he had been shot at, but the other driver said that he had not, and he reported to police that he had thrown a water bottle at the SUV. It wasn't a gun.
So, did the bullets connect with that guy that threw the water bottle?
I don't think he was hit. I don't know if his car was hit, but he seemed to be fine. So
11 shots.
And you can't connect?
For what? You didn't connect?
Sounds like
you shot up your own car like a maniac?
He might have been hangry.
He might have been. Yeah, he needed a Snickers.
What the hell?
Yeah, he's now facing 2 felony charges of aggravated assault and firing a deadly missile. Well, the only thing more dangerous on the roadways is 51-year-old Daniel Assef. He told a judge that the ghost of Dale Earnhardt told him to drive the wrong way on the freeway in order to get the mayor's attention to bring NASCAR back to Las Vegas.
Dale would never do that.
You don't think so?
No.
Not something he'd be doing?
No, he died in a car accident. Dale don't want nobody else to die in a car accident.
Okay. Well, Assef faces charges now of attempted murder, DUI, and battery with a deadly weapon after multiple resulting vehicle crashes.
Oh, shocker, he was drunk.
Yeah, well, he was reportedly on heroin and meth.
Oh.
Yeah. So that still gets you a DUI. I actually prefer, for once, I prefer him just to be hammered. Could you only be hammered, not heroin and meth? Yeah, the judge called Assef a danger to the community.
Good.
You think?
Good.
Uh-huh.
Lock him up.
Yeah. Boy, I got to tell you, things got real crazy at a Golden Corral in Pennsylvania.
Kevin, I've been to many Golden Corrals. It tends to get a little crazy.
Not like this.
I hear you, but it does get crazy.
Apparently, they ran out of steak on Friday night. And you can see everybody kind of congregated towards the front saying, hey, where the hell's the steak at? I'm here at Golden Corral. I'm trying to do the all-you-can-eat thing.
Well, if you're promoting all-you-can-eat steak, and that's one of those things.
Yeah, and then things get froggy. People are picking up chairs and hitting each other with chairs. Virginia had said you can see in the footage, there's like babies involved in the melee.
Somebody picked up like a high chair, like a baby chair, and started swinging it and clocking people.
Did it happen where one person got upset and then people just said, oh, crap, he's punching that person. There's no steak. Screw it.
They interviewed some guy for the news, and he claimed it was over steak. That one guy got his steak before another guy, and then the mask wearing, they couldn't understand each other.
Okay, the footage I saw, there was probably about anywhere from 20 to 30 people that were all congregated up. It looked like what would be the counter.
Throwing tables, throwing chairs, throwing baby high chairs.
Yeah, so it was going on there, and I don't know. From all that, then you start seeing this fight.
With COVID right now, mask and everything, nobody can hear nobody sometimes. There's a lot of commotion there. The cooks behind there are talking. Nobody can hear nobody. You have to speak up loud. I grabbed a chair to defend myself. And then sooner or later, that was it. Punches were getting thrown, chairs were getting thrown. You name it, you can call it cups, glasses, everything. You name it.
Oh, my gosh.
Tell you what, that's a good time to go to the hot bar. No one's there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Take advantage of that.
I'm watching the footage right now. It looks like the Royal Rumble hardcore match style.
It's insane.
I mean, they don't even go that hard in wrestling.
No, they do not. It seemed like everybody just snapped at once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Other food problems as 243 pounds of contraband bologna was seized last month at the Texas-Mexico border.
Contraband bologna?
Yes.
So it was like weed disguised as bologna?
I don't think it was anything about weed. I just think it was contraband bologna. I don't know. Maybe they did have drugs in it, but
because weed bologna sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Weed bologna does sound gross, but I know people that would eat it.
I guess it was bootleg bologna. I don't know. Apparently it was being smuggled into the country. So.
Do we have a bologna shortage? Because I know there's weird shortages all over.
I don't know.
I know there's a bacon shortage.
Yeah. There was a chicken that got caught trying to break into the Pentagon on Monday. Oh, my gosh. Thankfully, security was able to thwart the attack. I don't know what this was.
Spy chicken?
Is it a spy chicken? They don't know where it came from or how it got to the secured area.
Russian spy chicken.
Russian spy chickens. That's how they're going to take us down, Virginia. They got animal welfare out there. They picked up the hen and took her to a shelter. So they got the Russian spy chicken. I'm sure they're interrogating it right now. It's not talking, though.
Who is this
It's not
chicken
talking.
working for?
Exactly.
I want answers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And today being Groundhog Day, got some bad news in Milton, New Jersey. They had to cancel the Groundhog Day event because their groundhog, Milltown Mel, suddenly died.
Sorry.
It's the second time. Okay, it's the second time we've done this story today, and she's laughed equally as hard as both times.
They had to go on Facebook and tell everybody Groundhog Day's canceled because the groundhog croaked.
It's a tough announcement for a small town. It really is.
Oh, I get it. I mean, look, I grew up in small town in that part of the world, and you look forward to the little things this time of year because there's not a lot to do or celebrate. So, hey, a Groundhog Day celebration's a big deal.
It does, but it dampers the mood a bit, especially if all the kids. Oh, we're gonna see the groundhog. I'm so excited.
Man, Milltown Mel.
He's dead.
He's in heaven.
He tapped out.
Ah, jeez.
He didn't want the pressure of the big day and said, peace.
It's going to be real cold, kids. The winter's a long winter.
That is tough. That's a cold, hard winter, isn't it? When Milltown Mel croaks on Groundhog Day.
But I also see how funny this is.
Yeah, they said there wasn't enough time to find a replacement, so they had to cancel the festivities in Milltown.
They didn't have a backup groundhog.
There's somebody that has to go out and deal with this whole mess. Like, God damn it, I got to go out there. I got to talk to everyone about this.
It's a PR nightmare.
It's a PR nightmare.
Can we put a cat in a groundhog costume and maybe no one will notice?
It's crazy stuff. Well, as you might expect, tickets for the Super Bowl coming up, SoFi Stadium outside of Los Angeles, are not cheap. I'm just kind of looking at the breakdown of what you're going to be paying if you want one of these tickets. Cheapest thing I can see is $6,000 for a ticket. That would be about the worst that you're going to get.
When the home team is playing, does that make the price of the ticket go up?
I don't know. I haven't heard a breakdown on this. The one thing I will tell you that had been a problem when the San Francisco 49ers played in this stadium last weekend against the Rams as they were trying to get there, more people from San Francisco were buying the tickets, and they had a problem with, at the Rams' own stadium, it was predominantly 49ers fans. So LA's a weird town like that, and they got two teams, and they're not sports gaga like other places. They got a lot going on in LA. They're transplants, kind of like us.
Yeah.
So I don't know that would necessarily drive up the tickets because I don't know how diehard their fan base is. Not like some, not like a Patriots or a Jets or something like that. I mean, if the Jets were in it, forget about it. I'm looking at some of the lower ticket prices to get into the Super Bowl, and it's right around $40,000 a ticket for some.
Gosh.
I see one at $39,428.
It's just like, really? It's a joke, right?
It's really insane. And, my question about that, is it ever worth the money? I remember one time I went to a college football national championship game with a business dude that was spending business money, and he got us tickets on the 50-yard line there because he wanted to upgrade. We had tickets that I thought were great.
And then he got even better tickets?
He got even better tickets, and he dropped $10K a ticket on that. And I remember he got so wasted, he disappeared. And I wound up going to the sports bar right behind where our seats were. This was in the stadium there in Phoenix. And I was actually sitting there watching the game like, what am I doing? I've got $10,000 seats, and I'm kind of enjoying myself more sitting here at the bar watching the game on TV. And I would say, look, I'm just happy I didn't pay a penny for it, but what a waste of money that would have been. So I would say it's not worth it. So I'm just kind of curious because I have gone to some other games that we had to pay a good bit of money for. Typically Ohio State football games. And I would say those were worth the money we paid because the memories that we got out of it and the experience. And so those were worth the money. So the question we had on the KVJ Show Facebook page is, what is the most expensive ticket you have ever purchased? And then ultimately, was it worth it?
Yeah, mine was Weezer. and 'cause we got really, really good seats, and I bought them from my two buddies, and they were not cheap. And I think I spent for 3 tickets, I think I spent $500.
Wow.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
That's a good chunk, but compared to what you can do for other concerts now, it's not outrageous. You look at some of them.
Kevin's not impressed.
Great story, Bird.
Kevin's not impressed with your story.
Denny's, edit that part out of the podcast, please. It was a lame comment.
Denny's, please leave it in. I'd like to add to his embarrassment for today.
Yeah, leave it in.
Yeah, some of the more expensive tickets that people were talking about on our Facebook page. A guy named Kevin said, "Yeah, I got Super Bowl tickets. It was $5,500 for one very high seat."
Whoa.
So about the price of what you're paying for this Super Bowl, but he was a fan of the team for over 30 years, and he said it was worth every penny to see them win it in person.
Wow. Okay.
So there you go. For
There
a
you
nosebleed
go.
seat, if you like the team, well worth it. Melissa said, "We paid to sit sideline in Tampa for a Buccaneers game at the end of last season, and it was a ton of money, but I'm glad we did it because we didn't know how much longer we were going to be able to see Tom Brady playing, and thank goodness we got it. It was definitely worth it." Okay, yeah, that's a cool little thing. I know at least with the Dolphins, you used to be able to do that. When Ken was a little kid, we had got sideline tickets for a Steelers game, and it was pretty cool. They have like a nightclub down under there, and there was a buffet, and then we went and we were on the field watching the game. It's pretty awesome.
Would you spend $5,000 right now to see Queen play, but Freddie Mercury's there?
Zombie Freddie Mercury?
Is he alive? Somehow alive, or
That's why you're paying $5,000. That's
Is
why
it the corpse?
It's they brought Queen back and Freddie Mercury's there somehow.
Yeah.
You pay $5,000.
I don't know that there's a musical act I would pay $5,000 for.
Even if they brought back zombie Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, well, they probably try to do. They've tried that with the holograms. They
don't
tried to
work.
do those concerts and then sell a high ticket price. So they got the whole band, but the dead person's a hologram. And I was just like,
It's freaky.
It is freaky.
I'm not sure I'm into that. Frankie said in 2017 he bought home run derby tickets. Remember they had the All-Star game in
Yeah.
Miami? Over $400 for 4. And he said, which isn't really that bad. And no, it's not.
That's
But-
a good deal. I think
tickets.
that's a good deal.
Yeah, $100 a ticket. That to me is well worth it for a home run derby.
For home run derby, that's a good experience.
Yeah, I know my the Queen took a Cannon. They went. I had to work.
Did they love it?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I don't see how you
regret
couldn't
that I
like
didn't
that.
go. Yeah, now I regret that I didn't go. I was like, what am I? It was like I'm like, oh, I don't take off for anything. I was like going, dude, nobody's gonna miss you. Just go. What are you doing? Should have gone. I didn't.
It was
go.
during this show?
Yeah, it was. When they had the All-Star game, it was weeknights.
It wasn't during the show, but he would have had to have gone down there. and
Gotcha.
been tired.
Yeah, and then
Couldn't wake up.
I'd come in here and be like, what do you want to talk about? Like, I don't know. I'm
Hey
too
guys,
tired.
let's talk about home run derby.
I want to talk about going back to bed.
Yeah, imagine how much the audience would love a groggy Kevin talking the entire show about a home run derby. That would have gone over well. Jim said, I got tickets to Ultra Miami in 2019. Yes, it was worth it. Those tickets, I assume people keep doing it for Tortuga. They have even the VIP, and what do those go for like the 3 days?
Thousands,
I think it's around
yeah.
$2,500,
Yeah.
something like that, if you want to do the VIP for 3 days at Tortuga. And
It's ridiculous.
clearly people are saying it's worth the money.
$2,500 you need for the ticket, and then you need another $1,000 for your drugs.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Just give me the drugs. I'll stay home.
Trust me, I had to go down there to cover the event. There were a lot of people on drugs down that thing.
Ultra or Tortuga?
Both.
Okay.
I'm sure, but Ultra, it was next level.
Ultra is the one where you saw that chick humping the tree.
Everyone saw that, Virginia.
Yeah, it was a viral video. Ashley said, I got VIP tickets to a Fan Fest meet and greet with the actors from Walking Dead.
Oh.
Says worth every penny.
Meet and greets are so uncomfortable to me.
But if you love that show and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, to get the photo with them that you have, and you can, pass it off to other people.
It's all on how they do it. I've been to some meet and greets where it's pretty cool. Then there are some that are set up, and it is awkward, y'all.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you've got a comment, you can drop it on the KVJ Show Facebook page, or you can text it to us as well. Well, it's an interesting debate and fight. Is it worth paying that amount of money for Super Bowl tickets? Now, the really big tickets this year are going for almost $40,000. You could drop like $5K and get a nosebleed seat. DH said, I spent $3,000 for one ticket to see the Saints in the Super Bowl down here. He said it was well worth it. If you divide $3,000 by 46 years, 365 days, it's only pennies a day. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. All right. Bobby paid $1,400 for Super Bowl 49 tickets. Okay. Yeah, they're going up a lot every single year. And Wyatt said, I spent $1,200 for Steelers tickets last year in Jacksonville and said it was worth it. And yeah, somebody's going off and be like, I don't get these football fans. This is so dumb that you would spend that. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't ever come down on anybody. Look, it's your money. And if
You're right.
you want that kind of experience, it's just when you spend the money and it's not. Like somebody texted in and said, I got tickets to see U2 on the Zooropa Tour 1994, about $600 each. And they played for 40 minutes. Never again.
Bono, what up,
Yeah,
dog?
what is up with that? That's crazy.
40 mins for that kind of money?
Yeah, see, that would set me off. Yeah, crazy.
The last 2 football tickets I bought were to see the Saints play, and they lost both times. So I don't know. Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm buying any more tickets in the Superdome.
I had that for a while too with my team, where every time I would go see them in person, they would lose, and I'm like, I think I just have to stop going. It's crazy. I don't know, for the Dolphins fans, this is really, I don't know if this is good news, bad news, what it is. It's interesting, something you might want to keep an eye on, because if you're a Dolphins fan, you'd love to see them get back into the Super Bowls again. I mean, at one point, they were playing in multiple years in Super Bowls, and they're the one team that still has the perfect record. And they were doing a rebuild just a couple of years ago, and now you're 3 years into it, and I don't know if they're any closer to getting to a Super Bowl. And now the coach they just fired is suing the team, the NFL, and 2 other teams, citing racial discrimination. But the interesting thing, particularly for Dolphins fans, it could change the league. It could. This could be a groundbreaking, monumental the lawsuit that is out there. But the thing that might change is the allegation that the Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, offered him $100,000 as a bonus for every game he lost in 2019.
On purpose.
To try to get a better draft pick. And if that is going on, you cannot have a league where the owners are trying to lose games. It ruins the integrity of the game. And likely, if it is proven true, the NFL would most likely step in and make Stephen Ross sell the Miami Dolphins to someone else. And last night on Twitter, Dolphins fans were here for it. They do not like Stephen Ross. So, this dude can't get it going. I know he's putting money into the team, but there's just dysfunction through and through. And they started citing, this isn't the only thing, the Brian Flores situation. You had one offensive line coach that was snorting coke at his desk, and so it just
Really?
Yeah, there's a litany.
They should play with more intensity.
Yeah.
Who did this?
Yeah, you had it was one of their offensive line coaches a couple years ago, and remember they had the bully gate going on with the other offensive lineman. Remember he was at that gym in Boca, started throwing weights through the mirrors, and they had to drag him out of there.
Yeah.
He turned out to be he's a pretty good lineman, but yeah, so there's just been all kind, and not that you can blame Stephen Ross for any of that stuff, but it's starting to add up. And after a while, sometimes you just have to say, I don't know, man, but I don't see Stephen Ross selling, because he's built the tennis center outside of the stadium. He's put in the Miami F1 track that's going to be taken off this year.
It gets confusing when you talk about cocaine and then you say lineman.
Yeah, he was a lineman. Oddly enough, he coached linemen and he was doing rails.
So he was at his desk and someone walked in and he was in
I think it was a video. It was a video done, and I remember too. I think there was some girl that was involved, and maybe she had. I think she had the video and she released it.
I kind of do remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play aggressive. Play aggressive.
Yeah. So there's just been a lot of stuff. So.
It sounds like, though, with this lawsuit, I mean, Brian Flores is putting it out there, and some people are saying, if he loses this, he may never coach again in the NFL, because they might just say, oh, we don't want to touch this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're saying he is risking his coaching career.
What about Coach Cocaine? Was he ever allowed back in?
That's a good question.
Where's Coach Cocaine today?
Well, it looks really bad if Coach Cocaine does have a gig and Brian Flores can't get another one. Yeah, this is all the stuff that they're going to have to try to defend against. And, what they cite is the numbers that 70% of NFL players are black, but there's no black owners and only one black head coach. So, that will be an interesting
The
lawsuit.
numbers are askew.
Yeah, and that's a whole bigger picture, but specifically for the Dolphins fans, if your owner was encouraging his coach to tank games on purpose and was going to reward him with a $100,000 bonus for each game he did, that is trouble.
Why does Coach seem a little edgy today? I don't know. I think he's snorting coke again.
What do you mean?
Oh, my God. That is so... Even for football, that's intense, bro.
It's pretty intense. It is pretty intense, no doubt about it. Okay, how good are you at guessing ages? It is younger or older than Kevin. So I'll name a celebrity and you tell me if that celebrity is younger or older than I am. My birthday, June 21st, 1973, 48 years old. So when I tell you Jason Bateman, Virginia, what do you think? Is Jason Bateman younger or older than I am?
That's a good one. Oh, I love Jason Bateman.
I do too.
We love you too.
I think I love Jason Bateman more.
Who looks more fresh?
Okay.
I think Bateman's younger.
You think Bateman is younger?
Nope.
Bateman's
Jay-Bird's saying
older?
Bateman's older.
Jay-Bird's right. Yeah, Jason Bateman is older than me. He's 53. He's got me by 5 years.
Wow.
He was older, too, when you were young. He's always been a little bit older. You could tell because of the movies and stuff. You were probably a kid watching him.
Yeah, I remember first time I remember him was he was on Hogan's Family.
Yes.
And that was, I don't know, 80s, 90s, something like that. And he had done a couple projects, and then he even kind of admitted that he took the 90s off to party. So he had a decade of decadence.
I love that.
Teen Wolf 2 he was in.
Yeah, that was a little bit later on, absolutely. What about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Is he older or younger than I am? What do you think, Jay Bird?
He's just older than you.
Okay, Virginia?
I was going to say he's younger.
Okay.
I'm
Virginia thinks
sticking younger.
ancient. Okay, Virginia's wrong again.
Damn.
Yeah. He's older. He's 49. Yeah,
Just older.
Yeah, he's just older. Yeah.
I'm zoned in, dear
Bird's
Austin.
on this. Virginia's,
Yeah, he is.
Virginia's terrible at this game.
I'm not good at guessing age.
Terrible.
You are. You're terrible at this game.
I always suck.
What about Kevin Hart? Is he younger or older than I am? Kevin Hart. What would you say, Virginia?
Kevin Hart. I know he's shorter.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. You're
Do
better,
I get a point?
You're better at height than you are at age.
I'm going to say younger again, but not with confidence.
Okay, Jay Bird?
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah, he is younger. Yeah, he's 42. Yeah,
Okay.
So you can say that. Yeah, so he's a good bit younger than I am. But he hangs out with The Rock, which is much older than him.
Well, I hang out with you. You're a lot older than me.
That's true. You're
Not
right.
that
It's
much.
true.
Yeah, you, Virginia, are so much older.
Months.
Whatever. You're 4. You guys are seniors when I'm a freshman, bro.
Minutes.
You guys are seniors.
What about Bradley Cooper? Is he younger or older than I am, Jay Bird?
Cooper Trooper is younger than you.
What do you think, Virginia?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he is. He's 47. He's a year younger than I am. Very nice. What about Paul Rudd? Is he younger or older, Virginia?
He's older.
Do you agree, Jay Bird?
He's older and he's a vampire.
I know. It's amazing. He's 52.
He looks great.
He was in that commercial with all those young bucks. I forget all the big dudes.
It was a State Farm commercial.
Yes.
They had the younger State Farm guy.
They also had celebrities. I think Aaron Rodgers. They had a bunch of younger dudes in there.
Yeah.
And Paul Rudd looked just as good as the other guys, in my opinion.
He's doing great. 52. Leonardo DiCaprio. What do you think? Is he younger or older than I am, Jay Bird? Leo DiCaprio.
Boy, this is a close one. You guys are close in age. And I think Leo is a little bit older than you.
Virginia.
I think he's a little bit younger.
Okay. Virginia's finally right on one. He's 47.
Okay.
He's just a year younger than I am. Okay. Virginia making some headway here. What about Christian Bale, Virginia? Is he younger or older than I am?
He's definitely more angry.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he's older.
What do you think here, Jay Bird?
He's younger than you.
You get it back, yeah. Christian Bale is just months. He is 48, same age, but his birthday is January, mine is June.
Oh.
You have to sing happy birthday to him very aggressively.
Okay. What about Josh Duhamel? Josh Duhamel, is he younger or older than I am, Jay Bird?
Oh, the hell's Josh Duhamel? Is he the
He
one
was
from
with Fergie.
Is he the one from Duhamel? The Duhamel boy? He is.
No one's ever called him the Duhamel boy.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah. Let's go with. He's younger than a Ralston.
Virginia?
I think he is younger than Ralston.
He is older than me.
Oh, crap.
He's 49.
Dang.
Josh Duhamel is.
What else? Was he in Housekeepers or Desperate Housekeepers or Desperate Housewives? Was he in Desperate Housewives?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
You're thinking of that other cat.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the other sex.
Dark hair,
Yeah,
really cute.
yeah.
Yeah, Jesse. No.
It's all right.
No.
What about Dave Chappelle? Do you think Dave Chappelle is younger or older than I am, Virginia?
He's older.
Jay Bird?
Older.
He is older.
Oh, he's younger?
He is younger by a month. His birthday is August 24th, same year. Yeah, just younger, Dave Chappelle. What about Matthew McConaughey? Matthew McConaughey, Jay Bird, what do you
He's
think?
older than you.
Okay. What do you think, Virginia?
I agree. Older.
Very nice. There you go. Okay. All right, Jay Bird, you got 5. Virginia, you got 3. Bird gets that win he needed.
Curses.
Bird finally gets a win today.
Second one.
Oh, second one.
Well, yeah, come on.
Okay.
Don't take my wins away.
All right, you're 2 and 2 today.
2 and 2.
Okay, that's not a bad day. I really kind of want to watch this Janet Jackson documentary now. They say that it's really good and the numbers on it are huge. They've had 15.7 million total viewers across Lifetime and A&E's linear and digital platforms. They say to compare that among total viewers, the Janet Jackson documentary on Lifetime and A&E had a 48% stronger turnout than Surviving R. Kelly Part 1 on Lifetime.
I've seen a lot about that documentary, and I've seen a lot about the Playboy documentary, too, about Hugh Hefner.
And they also said about the Janet Jackson one that it was cable's best nonfiction freshman debut since ESPN and ESPN2's The Last Dance came out in 2020. So if you want to see it, they're going to be doing an encore, all 4 hours of Janet Jackson on Friday beginning at 8 p.m.
Okay.
So I do kind of want to check it out, see what all the hype is about, what was so good about it. I was fascinated with Janet Jackson. I mean, back in 93, 94, I was a huge fan of that Janet album that had come out.
All these documentaries that are coming out, it's showing light about a lot of stuff that was going on you didn't know about on all of this stuff.
And I'm wondering if it got such great numbers because people were expecting her to really blow up the Justin Timberlake thing, and it was just the opposite. She had said, hey, look, I told him to not say anything after that whole Super Bowl halftime show wardrobe malfunction, and that just, I mean, what a relief it might have been to him. Now, maybe he knew that that's all it was going to be, but I was wondering if that was why this new Justin Timberlake music that apparently he's sitting on was still on hold, because he's like, hey, I got to get this thing.
It was way juicier before we heard the details of the documentary.
Yeah,
It
so
was.
I was like, ooh, this is going to be great. Oh, it's actually not that great.
We were joking out, they're coming for you, Timberlake.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it did great because it is great or because there was the anticipation and people walked away from it a little disappointed.
I think you have to watch it.
I know. I feel like it's probably worth the investment of
Yeah.
time just to see if you were a Janet Jackson fan, which, like I said, I was. I would go check that out.
I think I want to check that one out. I think I want to check the Playboy one out because every single day there's a new story about. I don't know who this guy was, but apparently he was big in the 70s. He was a TV show host.
Okay.
There was a story that dropped today about him that they went over in the documentary, how he locked up 2 young playmates, and when they got to them, you'll probably know the name.
Was this Don Cornelius?
It was.
From Soul Train.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He locked them up?
There's some interesting allegations about, what Don Cornelius is doing.
Virginia, it's the details are terrible.
Oh, this is a legendary figure in the day. That's Soul Train, man. I love that. That was a great show.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about the Playboy thing, and they said that some of the bunnies were hooking on the side. Like they would be in the house with Hugh Hefner and hooking up with Hugh, which had to be disgusting.
Yeah.
And then they would actually be on the side, like hooking. And that Holly Madison ratted the hookers out and got them kicked out of the house, and that's how she elevated her status.
Really?
But she denies
Oh, man.
that. She says
Okay.
that's not true. She was not the one that ratted, but she does say that she did know about the hooking.
Well, now they do these. I love these documentaries. You're right to your point, Jay Bird. There's so many great stories out there that they're
Yes.
telling in documentaries, but there's so many more that I'd like to hear. Any scandalous story, I'd like to hear. Honestly, we were just talking about the Brian Flores situation with the Dolphins. I wish there was a documentary that would expose everything that had gone on, from him getting fired to what was going on with Stephen Ross. Was he telling him to tank for $100,000 a game in 2019?
The one that blew my mind was the plane ride from hell about the WWE.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Whether you
Right.
like wrestling
Yeah.
or not, you're
Yeah.
listening to that going, holy crap. You got to take a shower after you watch that thing. But it blows up
Yeah.
so many things that I never heard about.
Digging up all this bad behavior from an era where you weren't shamed for the bad behavior and it was tolerated, and now we're in a new era. We can't believe what we saw, and I'm just curious, going forward, are people still going to be doing these same kind of terrible things, or are they going to be like, I don't know, this could wind up in a documentary one day?
I think some people are going to say, let's not do this because of that. But people always act a fool, man. It's the human spirit.
Some people can't help
They can't
themselves.
help
Yeah,
it,
no.
dog.
No, you're
Power,
right.
money, it just goes hand in hand with acting a fool.
Yeah, there's another story that I wouldn't mind seeing a documentary on right now, and that is the residency of Adele in Vegas.
They say that thing's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I just would like to know the truth, because, you know, she had done the tearful video about it was COVID, it was delays, staging and all that stuff wasn't done well enough. And then, you know, they fired back, the casino did, it was Caesars, and they were upset because they said the reason is because you have drama with your new boyfriend, the guy you've been dating for 6 months.
The sports agent, I think his name is Simon.
Yeah, you're not showing up for your rehearsals. You're causing all kinds of problems. And yeah, they're saying it may be off for good now, because I think Caesars, when she did that video, was really upset. And I'd heard it cost him a lot of money, not only in production delays, but people are canceling because Adele made it sound like COVID's running rampant through the casino. And people are like, I don't want COVID. I'm not going to go now. And so they're just like, you know what? I think they're just done with Adele. And I mean, think of the divas. They've had the Celine
diva
Dion.
of the divas.
Yeah, they've had Celine Dion that did it.
Real
Not
diva.
not even a hiccup there with Celine Dion and Adele. I think they're just like, okay, this ain't worth it.
She put up a new post on Instagram, and I saw it this morning, and it's her laughing in the post, and she's saying, I'm really happy to say that I'm performing at the Brits next week. Is that some award show?
It's kind of their Grammys, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll be popping in to see Graham for a chat on the couch while I'm there.
Okay.
Oh, and Rich sends his love. Is Rich that her new boyfriend? Is that her new boyfriend's
Yeah,
name?
I think
Rich?
so, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
They've only
Rich sends his
They've
love.
only been together for 6 months.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Let me tell you.
He's real new.
That's,
Yeah.
Okay. If there's,
She's just coming off the divorce, which is what her album's about.
I think that guy's name might have been Simon. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, everybody's saying she got some new. They're saying she got new D, and it's driving her crazy.
Yeah. If you're already claiming there's problems within 6 months and there's drama going on within 6 months.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind seeing that Adele documentary just to see what
yes.
the drama is.
Are you trying to tell me Adele's
Could be
leaving
entertaining.
She's leaving it in the sheets?
Adele, they
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
is reportedly leaving it in the sheets.
I guess what it is. Yeah. Leaving the sheets, y'all. That's crazy, huh? All right, I heard that Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow this morning for Groundhog's Day, which means winter is going to go on for 6 more weeks.
And he immediately died. No, I'm just
Oh.
I'm doing whatever. You've been laughing at dead groundhogs all day.
Dead Mel is funny.
Oh my gosh, I make one groundhog.
I know, right?
It's like a witch been laughing at their demise all day.
Yeah.
They only live 3 years. Who knew that?
I know.
Groundhogs only have a lifespan of an average of 3 years.
I never knew.
See, you got to blow it out if you're a groundhog.
Time is short. Y'all need to throw down.
You got to get at it. All right, the After the Show podcast is going to be coming up live on YouTube in just about 10 minutes. You can always get it on demand on whatever your podcast form is. We're on Spotify and Apple and all that kind of good stuff. Just go look for the KVJ Show to find it there. Jay Bird, close us out with your thought for the day, my friend.
Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present.
It's kind of long.
You kind of, let's be honest, you're kind of dumb too, so.
Long and dumb.
One sentence.
Okay.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.